I clicked go live. We are live. Hello, everyone. Heard any good jokes lately? Some people will get that reference. Some won't. That's fine. It's a hilarious reference, and I do pat myself on the back for that. I just thought of that one. So, how is everyone doing? Audio and video good. Thank you, Curtis. Yeah, you haven't talked yet, but your microphone's hooked up. We're good.
I have no connection, so I don't see anything on my screen yet. So,
well, you need to learn how to use your iPad and hook it up to Wi-Fi.
oh, wow, that's pretty bad. It did that stop thing.
Did it just pop up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I have a sneaky suspicion that there's going to probably be a lot of people in the chat today. There's been a lot of hubbub lately, and we will certainly talk about everything tonight. Don't really have whip when I'm streaming. What are we texting me for while I'm streaming? Why are we doing that?
It's probably me responding.
Do I need to turn off notifications on my watch? I don't think we really have any business updates, any website updates.
It was a heck of a week.
It was.
Damn, we were busy.
It almost seems like the slow summer doldrums season is kind of sort of starting to turn around, which is good. I mean, even considering the summer doldrums, we still had a good summer, and that it was good. Hot and uncomfortable, but it is what it is. So all good now, but very excited about that. And I think this week felt busier because of the holiday and because it was condensed into 4 days. And
yeah, because Tuesday was the busiest day. It was insane. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Today, recorded 4 episodes of the podcast today with Jason. 4 bangers, might I add. They were a lot of fun to record, so I think that's going to translate a lot, which they always are. It's not like I usually don't enjoy myself when I'm doing podcasts. So if you're not watching the Tank Talk podcast, we just crossed the 25,000 subscriber mark on
Thanks, Jerry.
Tank Talk podcast. So very excited about that. Thank you to everyone who has
congratulations.
Thank you.
I left a comment. I'm your biggest fan. You and Jason's.
I am in the room with her when she listens to the episode. Well, we're in the barn packing orders every Monday, and she listens to it then and has her earbuds in. So I'm all lonely. I don't have anybody to talk to while she's doing that. But she's packing snails. I'm packing plants. And the cool thing is, once we get to the point where we merge together, we get to talk about the episode. And it was a lot of fun. And usually that's the time when she will correct me on all the things I said wrong on the live stream.
Or I'll be laughing in the middle of it. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe Jason said that. Wasn't expecting it. Or John, what the heck? Or yeah, it was awesome. I liked this last week one.
It's been such a long day. I can't even tell you what the 4 topics were today. But one of the fun things that we did was we had a very brief topic. It was kind of like a test to see how good we are. It was a very brief topic, but we were able to get a 50-minute episode out of it. And I said 50, not 15. So when we first started, it was like, all right, this might be the shortest episode we've ever done of the podcast, but turned out we had a lot of fun, and we got 50 minutes out of it. So nice. It was very cool. But yeah, once again, thank you for the 25,000 subscribers. I'm assuming that people that are here are also people that would go and watch that too. So thank you to everyone. And if you're not subscribed, then you're missing out, because Jason's really good and very entertaining. So
I think you guys bounce off each other really well.
We try. We didn't get any plants or anything this week. So yeah, I don't know that there's anything left.
Our Northfin order came in, duh.
Well, the Northfin's not a plant. It's like probably 100 cases of Northfin food.
We got a lot of Northfin in, y'all.
It is
a whole lot of Northfin.
It's insane. A humongous pallet, and got an order in yesterday of boxes, which is not exciting at all, but it is a funny story. We order boxes from a company called Uline pretty much every week or every 2 weeks. This time of year, 2 weeks. And my guy that delivers every time, he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. And so, we got to talking about football because, his team was playing last night. And thankfully, the outcome of that game was the way it was. And so he wasn't really paying attention, and he put my order in the back of my truck, and I took it back to that. He called me like 20 minutes later. He said, "John, I gave you the wrong order." He gave me somebody else's boxes.
That's
so he
hilarious.
had to come back and swap them out. And, but I mean, it was no big deal. It's not like I had already taken them off the truck and put them in the barn or anything like that. So
He's so funny.
it was funny, but that doesn't have anything to do with fish. And unfortunately, a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight probably doesn't have anything to do with fish. And I guess now is as appropriate as ever to address the situation, shall we?
I would actually like to say some stuff first before you get into that. And I'd actually really like it if you turned your microphone off and you just put me on the screen, because I have some stuff I want to say. So
I get the night off? Is that what you're telling me?
No, you don't get the night off, but I don't want to be interrupted. I know it's the pot calling the kettle black, but
I didn't say it.
and I'm going to turn chat off because I don't want to see what anybody has to say. Not because I don't care about you. I don't want to see what you're saying because I don't want to get distracted. Let me be clear, because that sounded kind of mean. I didn't mean to sound mean. I do want to say a few things before I get started. And if you have any kids in the room, or you're sensitive to language or things that are just not great in the world and you don't like to hear stuff like that, I would advise that you turn this off. I would rather you not hear what I have to say than be here and then be like, I cannot believe Lisa said that. So please, if you're sensitive to stuff like that, please turn it off. Another thing I want to say is there's going to be a few times I talk about certain things and I want to be extremely clear. I'm not asking for sympathy. That is not where I'm going with any of this. And hopefully everybody will understand where I'm coming from once I finally get to the point, because this could be a while. I just want you to know. I just want you to know this might be a while. So apparently there was a stream that decided to overstep. And I don't necessarily mean the host of the stream as much as I mean the chat, people in chat. And it's not the only stream I'm aware of. There was another stream, and I know about these things because people tell me things sometimes. So I'm going to go check it out, see what they're talking about. So, no, I don't watch fish YouTube channels on a regular basis, so I don't appreciate being called a liar and saying I call BS that KG Tropicals doesn't watch fish YouTube channels. And that all comes from last week's stream. And the BS being called was, obviously we have to be watching other YouTube channels because I found that one. Well, guess what, people? When you go on YouTube, there's this thing called a home feed, and things pop up. And when there's a really catchy title and somebody's saying something about YouTubers, that's catchy title. I'm going to click on that. So there you go. Even though I don't have to explain myself to anybody, I just did. But that'll be the only time. So back to this other stream. Apparently people think that I'm in an abused relationship. My marriage is abusive. My husband is abusive. I guess they think there's domestic violence going on. And I'm just like, what the hell? What gives people the right to have a problem with us? And that's fine. You can say you don't like our channel. You could say our channel sucks, but the numbers say differently. We could lose subscribers, but the numbers of the views on our videos will never go away. So if you feel like the only way you can discredit us is by saying that my husband is an abuser, you can take that shit and shove it up your ass. And this is what I'm talking about here. Some examples of people's comments. Somebody said, I don't know John outside of YouTube, but my opinion of him on screen is not great. He's a belittling control freak. To me, I don't think you know me that well. Somebody else said, yeah, he treats Lisa like shit. Someone else said, KG is quite cruel to his wife. So strange. And then this is the funny one. His own wife doesn't like him. I mean, are you talking about yourself? Because you are not talking about me. And then there was one person, the host, decided to say, unless Lisa says anything, who are we to judge? True. Somebody else said, victims often never speak up for themselves. And you know, I know this. I do know that. And, but the thing is, where was everybody at that was so concerned? If you're so concerned on being abused, why didn't you freaking email, message? You know, some of my friends, Lisa, are you okay? Are you hurt? Is John beating you? No. You didn't do that. You decided to put lies and start rumors out in a chat from a live stream because you're cowards. And then somebody says, having had an abusive father, I recognize certain behaviors. I'm just calling it as I see it with John. All right. This is YouTube, and YouTube is about talking about yourself, you, not people, you know, like it's not so much about doing videos about people that you work with and all that. It's about you. YouTube is about John and I. John has said a few things about himself in the past, but I've never talked about my past, and there's a reason. I just don't like bringing it up. But I really don't care about bringing it up because maybe it will help somebody one day. Maybe it'll help somebody that is going through a situation. And I'm just going to go back to one of the first memories I have around 4 years old. And that is when abuse started for me. I was born to a woman who is a drug addict, I don't know what she is anymore. She had problems, and I don't know why I had a kid. She had me. And she decided that it was okay to bring men around her daughter. It was okay to live a lifestyle that isn't appropriate for kids to live in. I'm not crying the blues here, people. I'm just explaining something, and I will get to my point soon. So one of the first times in my life that I went through abuse is when my mom's boyfriend decided, he would hurt me instead of her, because that's how he would get to her. Not that I really think she cared anyways, but we're in the shopping mall. He's drunk. She made him mad. So he bit my finger and tried to bite it off. Go to the emergency room, get it all, taken care of. They let me go back home with her. But you want to know when she decided to leave him? It wasn't then. It was when he beat her almost to death. He beat her in front of me, in front of neighbors. They didn't stop. She was pregnant. Blood all over the parking lot, and I thought my mom was dead. She might not have been a good mom, but that was my mommy. And I thought she was dead. Thankfully, one of the neighbors dragged her out of the parking lot before he tried to run her over. I don't really remember much after that, except her being in the hospital and she survived it. But it didn't change. It didn't change her way of life. It didn't change the way she was a mom. She continued to have parties and take me to parties and do disgusting things around me that I shouldn't have had to have seen. And so, yeah, I've been around abuse. So my next comment is for, I'm not going to say their name. They said, I bet he was a punk cop, referring to John. Really? Why would you say that? Did you see him on some kind of a newspaper article or read about him being a punk cop? Are you just assuming he was a punk cop? That's pretty shitty. But anyway, I'll tell you about a punk cop. My mom, here we go again, married somebody. I don't want to say his name just because I really don't feel like it. I could, and maybe one day he will get in trouble, but it's not going to be because of me. I'm not willing to go through that. She married him, and it wasn't for love. I knew that. He bought her drugs for her. And there were a lot of times he would watch me because she would go on a weekend drug binge and stuff and leave me alone with him. And this is when I found out he liked little girls. So that was a thing. He was pretty rude and a jerk and tried to scare me a lot of times. That's how I found out what was going on in my head. I thought he was just being mean to me because I would be asleep at night and he would knock on my bedroom window to scare me and stuff like that, because he was trying to play off me finding him outside my bedroom window before when I was getting undressed. But it started all coming together. Even though I was young, I kind of understood a little bit. When it got really weird was when I started seeing the mirror under the bathroom door. He would slide it under the bathroom door and watch me while I would get undressed and take a bath. That was really weird. And then when he approached me and said, you should shave your legs. They're really hairy. I was going through puberty, young. I was a very young one going through puberty, around 10, 11. And that was his way in the bathroom, to be in the bathroom at that point. And I'll never forget the day after my legs were shaved. And I went to wake my mom up with her cigarette and her cup of coffee that she had to have every morning to wake her up so she could tell me goodbye for school. She saw my legs and was like, I didn't tell you you could shave your legs. What? She was mad at me because she thought I did it on my own. But when she got really mad at me was when I told her how they got shaved. That was the first time I was ever called a slut. And it was by my mom. I'm not trying to, again, not trying to have a pity party here, just trying to explain what I know is abuse. They did divorce like 2 years later, but it wasn't because of me. It was because he had become a cop and he cheated on her. So he ran off with somebody. Yeah. So the next guy, yeah, there was another one. I don't have a problem with him. He wasn't like that. And the first time I met him, he learned real quick because he touched my poof, because back then he had poofs. He touched my poof and I punched him right in the face. So I think he got the hint not to mess with me. So I got a little older. I was 18 when I got involved with somebody, and it happened to be one of my mom's friends because I was raised in a really crazy environment. Drugs, alcohol, motorcycle gangs. I mean, it was, and I'm not calling any out, but that's the lifestyle I was brought up around. And I met an older guy. I don't have anything bad to say about him, but he really shouldn't have been with someone my age. That is not appropriate. I had my son with him, and it was not long after I had my son, he died of lung cancer. So again, I don't have anything bad to say about him. I ended up moving on with my life, and I got married. I had 3 children, 3 more children. But that's where I really saw abuse. When it came to domestic violence, when it came to a man abusing me, like a man that I'm in a relationship with, my husband, he was the one that was abusive. Family thought I had to be put on antidepressants because postpartum depression. It wasn't that. It was not that. I was definitely overwhelmed because I was a stay-at-home mom with all of them. I did it all alone. He worked. He came home, called me names, expected me to be a wife, even though he called me names and was just absolutely horrible. But what really did it was the final straw was when the abuse got so bad that when I was holding my son, he was very young, like maybe a month or 2 old. He bashed me over the head with a telephone. My son or daughter, I can't recall which one it was, but my kids were there and saw it. They ran to the neighbors. My neighbor is such a badass. She came over with a shotgun and was like, "Get away from her." Oh, it was like she was my hero. I love Clarissa, and I will never know how to repay her for that. But the police did come, arrested him, and they took him away. Years later, it wasn't years later after I was with John, his girlfriend, the one that he was running around on me with, that's why he was mad and, hitting me and stuff, because I kept him from his girlfriend, who I didn't even know had at the time, and got her pregnant. Her son shot him 7 times. And I'm not going to go into any more of that because my children, that was their dad. That was their dad. So anyway, let's move along to the next comment in chat. Somebody decided that it was fun, I guess, to say 3 different times, John is a douche. John is a douche. Throughout the whole, the live stream. And that's fine. Everybody has a opinion. I call John a douche sometimes. He's used to it. And then someone else said, I've thought John is a creepy douchebag for years. Okay. And then this person, I don't mind saying their name, a couple of fish said, KG is weird, but he's not a villain. Thank you. I don't think he is either. So anyway, back to story time. I stayed single for as long as I could. I worked on me. I got myself back to where I had never known who I really was, because I had never been like alone. I had 4 kids, but I was alone raising 4 kids. I had gone back to working at the hospital. I worked in CT. I was going to school for respiratory therapy. I was doing good. I was struggling. I was struggling. It ain't easy being a single mom of 4 kids, but I was happy and I was content. I didn't have to answer to anybody. I didn't have to wake up with somebody in my face screaming, and it was a wonderful way to live. It was the best way I had lived in at that time, up until that time in my life. And then the funny thing, my son's best friend's mom, who I was friends with, decided, Lisa, guess what? My brother is recently divorced, and I think you guys should date. And I was like, hell to the no. I don't want to be with no man. I am happy. I was going to church. I was doing all the things that were making me happy. And the last thing I wanted was to disrupt my life and my children's life, because they finally had peace too. But after months, and it was months of her constantly, putting him in my head, there was a situation where he had to come over, and I'm speaking of John Hudson here. He had to come over with her husband to help unlock keys out of my trunk, because my son at the time locked my keys in my trunk, and my car was locked, and I panicked because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to work the next day. I called her up. She sent her husband over and sent John with him, and that's how I met him. Like, damn, why are you doing that to me? But let me tell you, there isn't a day that goes by that I am not thankful for that I'm not thankful for Karen for introducing me to her brother. Not only has he been awesome to me and treated me better than I've ever in my life been treated, like an equal. He has treated my children like his own. This man got custody of his daughter. How many men get custody of their kids? Usually it's the woman. And I don't have anything bad to say about her, or good for that matter, but she wasn't so bad that, you know what I mean? She shouldn't have had her kid. It just means he was better because he's a good man. So when I hear people talking about him abusing me, it really pisses me off, because that's my best friend. That is my soulmate. That is my partner. And you don't know jack shit about my marriage. I'm not speaking to my friends and followers that appreciate KG Tropicals. I'm talking to that chat, the people in that chat. Let me tell you how much he's affected my son's life. Let me share with you an email that my son sent to us 3 years ago, I think, because he's 30 now. I printed it off because I don't want to be on technology right now. He is 30 right now. He is a Marine vet. He has served our country, and he's served over in Iraq. He is an amazing person, a wonderful father, just an amazing person. So he sends this email to our email address, and also his siblings. And it was on Thanksgiving, the year we moved here, because we weren't all together on Thanksgiving Day. But he wanted to send this email, and also to the others. But what I am thankful for. What I am about to say may not resonate with all of you yet, whether it is lack of experience in life, immaturity, or pure selfishness. I am thankful for my mom and father, and I know we say it in a nonchalant manner every year, but this year, after self-reflecting, gaining more knowledge, and growing up just a bit more, I realize what I am most thankful for is the two most influential people in my life, my mother and my father. Remember, his dad died before he ever knew him, and then the first 12, 13 years of his life, maybe 14, I'm getting my years mixed up. First bit of his life, he was raised by somebody that wasn't nice. I will start with John first. Thank you most of all for showing my mother what a good man can be. Day in and day out, I thank you for treating her with respect when others had not. I thank you for loving her no matter what and taking on a huge responsibility that the other man could not seem to do, even when the children were theirs. As a 27-year-old man with 2 kids, there's no way I could be with a woman that has more than 2 kids, let alone 4. I admire you for that. I also admire you for being able to treat every child as if they were your own. I thank you for being the father figure not only I desperately needed at 14, but what my siblings needed more at 11 and under. You have made a huge impact in all of our lives and deserve to be called Dad and Grandpa rather than the loser that pretended to be our father. I know saying this might not align with everyone's views, but like I said, this may not resonate with all of you yet, whether it is lack of experience in life, immaturity, or pure selfishness. A memory from you that lives with me is when you called me fat. You didn't just bring it up and call me that like an asshole would. You told me an honest answer after I told you my goals and dreams. No one had ever told me the truth, which I had never heard up until then. I was too fat to be a receiver or too fat to be a good basketball player. That made me the most driven in my life to cut weight by any means and get to where I wanted to be. Some people might call that harsh, but what I had been through up until that point in my life, it was guidance and I loved it. While others may not be motivated by that kind of vocabulary, it's the very thing I needed to keep myself pushing and ask to keep myself pushing and make myself do things I didn't want to do. And it still motivates me today. I feed off of it. David Goggins is a huge part of my life now, and I relate to him more than you know, besides the racism, of course, since I have all of these privileges. But you helped me a ton to get where I am. Without you, I could be a loser working at Pancho Villa or Mamacita's because I was too scared to live by myself. Thank you for being the father you didn't have to be to me and to my siblings. Let me take a drink. Mom. There is no one in my life I look up to more than you. Your relentless courage, hard work, presence, and commitment to your children has influenced me to do better in life because I know you have made the ultimate sacrifice by working long hours and putting yourself second. For example, still showing up to my games even though I wouldn't play. I plan to do the same for my children. Hopefully they don't suck like me. But the working crazy hours, sometimes more than 40 hours a week, to live paycheck to paycheck, to still commit time to all of your children after work and on the weekends, taking us to extracurricular activities to improve our lives and opportunities. I now understand how hard that is because you could have fell in line like our grandma and became a loser, or followed my father and became a loser. His dad was an alcoholic. This is very important because of the statistics of people who just fall in line to abuse drugs and alcohol due to their environment. My siblings and my children will one day be thankful for you. You paved the way by making the right choices for not just you, but your children and their children. Because of you, my children will not have to join the military because I have the experience to guide them to a better life than what I have now if they choose. Although I can't remember much of my childhood, I do have a memory that still haunts me today from when we lived on Bloomsbury. You were trying your best to get us all the Christmas gifts we wanted. During that Christmas, you got me 2 pairs of Reeboks, and like the spoiled, ungrateful, and selfish piece of shit I was, I acted the fool and had no idea how hard you had worked for those. I'm sorry for how I must have made you feel and would gladly take those shoes today and wear them down to the sole. But unfortunately, I was too immature to realize why you got me 2 pairs of shoes instead of 1. And for that, many years later, I'm sorry I can't imagine the pain felt that day because of my ungrateful ass. Instead of at least pretending to be happy or not ruin Christmas for my siblings, I had an attitude and was very ungrateful. As a parent, I hope I never have to go through that and very much admire the strength you had to not cry in front of us while I acted like this, knowing you had put everything you had into our gifts that year. I say all of this to mention the courage, hard work, and commitment you had that influenced my life. While my siblings may not know of the physical and mental struggles we faced growing up, I hope you know it only made me the most mentally strong MFer on the planet and allows me to tap into these memories to get me to where I want to be in my life. And it shows not in a narcissistic way, but in the most prideful way I can be or do anything I want with the rest of my life with this kind of childhood. I can only hope it has done the same for you. We barely scratched the surface on this overwritten, thankful paragraph. Thank you for being my mother. I seriously wouldn't be the funniest, loving, and overprotective father in the world without the life lessons I experienced with you. I love you, Mom. Man, John sure does sound like an abuser. Anyway, so let's move on to the next comments that caught my attention. Somebody said, I tease and harass Jenna on stream all the time. Hopefully it's clear that it's out of love. And somebody said, Steven, it's all about context. We can tell you and Jenna love each other and it's all teasing. That's funny because that's what John and I do. But is it because they're a small channel it's okay? It's only an abusive relationship when it's a larger channel, huh? Interesting. Next comment. Referring to John, he responded to Jeff's comment and he's really dismissive and acting immature in comments. It's sad to watch people slide into more pathetic practices when they dry up. Says the channel with 9,000 subscribers who only posted one video this year. Yeah. Continues on saying, I'm super biased because at Aquashella, I was carrying a heavy tank by myself, and John laughed and told me I was an accident waiting to happen, instead of offering some help or saying nothing at all. That's funny, because what about the other 5,000 people around you that could have offered you help? And maybe he thought he could joke around with you and say you were an accident waiting to happen because we had just had a freaking conversation. We had met and talked at Aquashella. Can't take a joke? Anyway. So that brings me up to my last comment. Scotty said, I have my feelings about a person, but because of my position at a something, I won't comment about him. But we can definitely talk about said person and a situation from a few years ago in person. Said person meaning John. Position is like somebody in charge of Keystone Clash. Yeah, let's talk about that, Scotty. I printed off some emails. Let's talk about that. And by the way, another thing, Scotty, getting 2 cats, it's not going to get you a wife. 25 cats won't get you a wife. You want to know why? Because you're a little troll. You're a little liar. Nobody wants to be with you. Anyway. Let's start with this one. Hey, hello. This is sent to John and Jason. Jenna sent me your emails. We are starting to line up speakers for the 2023 Keystone Clash. It will be in Morgantown, PA at the Holiday Inn and Antique Auto Mall. We do not have a signed contract yet, but the draft that we are working on is for September 21st to September 24th. We cover all travel expenses and provide a speaker payment as well. Our event is a fundraiser for the 2 co-hosting clubs. I will not mention the clubs because I don't have a problem with these clubs. It's not their fault. In addition to speaking, we are always looking for judges. Our speakers are usually some of the best judges too. Would love to have you do an individual talk or 2 as well as a joint. Maybe a panel chat. Thoughts? What talks do you and or will you have? Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks, Scotty, chairperson of the Keystone Clash. That was on October 9th, 2022. It took John a little time to respond back, October 13th, 2022 at 8:50 a.m. Hey, Scott, sorry for the delay. We've been frantically trying to get caught up from being gone for 4 days. The Clash is a show we've definitely wanted to attend. Lisa's been once. I did. I went there the year before that. But I haven't been able to get up there, so we'd definitely be interested. The only concern is Aquashella is yet to announce dates for their shows next year. I'm obligated to speak at those shows due to our relationship with Fritz Aquatics. As long as there's no conflict with the dates, we'd love to go. I know you want to get your speakers set right now, but unfortunately, I'll need a little more time before we can commit. As soon as the dates are announced, we can figure it all out. John S. Hudson, KG Tropicals. December 2nd. Hello, sir. I did not hear back from you. Because of the planning we have to do in advertising, sponsorship, etc., we are asking for commitment by Wednesday, 12/14. If you are not able to commit, we hope that you're able to still attend. We welcome you to still speak. However, we will not be able to pay you or to cover all, if any, of your expenses as we would like to do. Looking forward to hearing from you. Scotty. December 3rd. Hey, Scott, I'm so sorry for the lack of contact. I'm not going to make any excuses. What can I say? Life is crazy. So we finally gotten confirmed dates from the other commitments we have, and they don't conflict with the Clash in any way, so we can definitely come. In fact, we're looking forward to it. As for speaking, I'll be happy to do one. I'm putting together a talk on the ups and downs of a fish business and also one about monster fish. You pick. Whichever one you'd like me to do, I'll do. As for Lisa doing a talk, she's not ready to commit to doing one yet. She has some ideas, but she's still working on them and not confident yet that she'll have one ready. As far as paying the expenses and speaker's fee, we will just drive up there. When you consider traveling to the airport, sitting in the airport, an hour-and-a-half flight, getting around car, driving an hour to Morgantown, it would take the same amount of time to just drive. That's my long-winded way of saying travel expenses will be very small. I don't need a speaker's fee. I'd rather you take whatever you are going to pay me and just give it back to the club. December 4th. Scotty says, no need to apologize. I know how busy you guys are, and that's why I waited to reach back out. I am very glad to hear you are able to attend. I am so excited. If possible, would you be able to do both talks? One Friday and one Saturday? They both sound amazing. The other thought we had was instead of a second talk, a joint panel chat with you, Lisa, Jason, and Joanna. You might not need a speaker fee, sir, but it's what we do. We appreciate our speakers and do our best to do what we can. Thanks, Scotty. Let's see, December 4th, John responded, yeah, I'd definitely be good to do a talk and then do the panel chat. I'm sure Lisa would be fine to do the panel too. I honestly don't think I'd be good to do 2 talks. It would stress me out way too much, haha. I'll get you the photo, logo, and bio today. I think Lisa might be able to dig up a good photo of us. John Hudson. And then he sends a picture on December 11th. Hey, Scott, I'm so sorry for the delay. I promise I'm not normally this difficult to deal with. We're getting ready to launch 2 new product lines on our website, and so things have been nuts lately. Here's the bio you can use. John and Lisa Hudson have been keeping aquariums for decades, and through their website and KG Tropicals YouTube channel, they educate fish keepers on fish husbandry, aquarium setups, and aquascaping with an emphasis on new fish keepers. They understand there are more fish keepers that leave the hobby than start, and it has become their mission to help keep fish keepers fish keeping. As for the name of the talk, I like to keep things to the point and a little silly, so why don't we title it, Why We Keep Monster Fish and Why You Don't. And lastly, here's the most recent photo that you can use in your promotions. Same day, Scotty replies, perfect, thank you, and no worries, I know you guys have been busy. I anticipated having to ask everyone a few times, and that's why I started early. Let's see, December 11th, January 2nd, 2023. Hello, gentlemen. This was sent to John and Jason. If you could both please register on KeystoneClash.com, I would appreciate it. This allows us to have badges, goodie bags, shirts, etc. ready for you. Please use Speaker Reward 23 for 100% off your registrations. Are you both okay doing a panel chat together? Would Joanna and Lisa be interested in joining in on this? If they are, then please have them use Panel Reward 23 for 50% off registrations as well. If they are not interested in doing the panel chat but are attending the weekend, they can utilize Early Fish Gets Worm for 25% off. Only good in January. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, Scotty. January 3rd, 2023, John responded to Scotty. Hey, Scotty. Please forgive me if I come across as an arrogant diva, but this doesn't work for me. KG Tropicals is and always has been John and Lisa, not just John. We're a package deal. If you knew anything about our online presence, this would be obvious. I've already told you I won't need any travel expenses and I'll forfeit my speaker fee to be donated back to the club. You've got Lisa and I on the website, both of our pictures, which will hopefully sell more tickets, but then Lisa has to pay for a ticket? I'm sorry, but that's a deal breaker for me. In fact, it's pretty insulting. We're not going to promote an event in an attempt to sell tickets and then buy a ticket to get in. Again, I know it sounds arrogant, but you put yourself in my shoes, or better yet, Lisa's shoes, and think of how you'd feel. I'm sorry, but at this point, we're going to have to cancel our appearance at the show. Lisa and I together work 7 days a week on our YouTube channel and the business that's attached to it, and leaving here for 4 to 5 days sets us way behind and loses us money. That's a sacrifice we're not willing to make for a show that considers my wife and business partner a +1. Sorry, John Hudson. Doesn't sound like an abusive husband to me, does it? So with closing, I would like to say, I'm not a victim. I didn't tell my story and say stuff that people could talk about after this and try to use against me. I don't care. Because you know what? You can't hurt me anymore you can't hurt me with words anymore than how I was hurt when those things happened to me in the past. I said what I said because y'all don't know John like I do. And to sit there and talk shit about him and say he's an abusive husband is really, it's like, it's not only is it cowardly, it's like, you have nothing else better to talk about in a fish keeping channel than someone else's marriage? Do y'all not have creativity? This is why some of you small channels will go nowhere. The only way you're gonna grow your channel is to be yourself, be creative, make good content, stop following each other around, branch out a little bit. But back to that, I'm not a victim. No, I'm not a victim. I'm a wife to an amazing man that I call my best friend. I'm a mother to a Marine that has served our country, to a sailor who is currently serving our country. You're welcome, America. And to 3 beautiful, badass daughters. I'm also a Mimi, grandma, to 4 beautiful grandchildren. And if you don't like my husband, I'm done. I guess I'll turn the screen back on. Let's see.
Can I?
Yeah, please turn your... How long was I? Whoa, almost an hour? I hope I got my point across.
Whew. Okay.
What do you, I mean, don't you have stuff to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay. Wow, this is really intimidating. I don't even know. I can't speak right now. That was, yeah. Do you want me to take the camera off of you so you
Yes,
can take a deep
please.
breath? And
I think I might even go pee.
I kind of regret not going pee myself. Okay, yeah. I've had, what, 50 minutes now to regroup, and
Did you take a nap?
no. Okay, this is wild. All right, let me just. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody can understand why I'm struggling a little bit right now. So the title of this stream. Sorry, I was drinking a lot of Starry while that was happening. The title of this stream is "The Truth Hurts Sometimes. Will we apologize?" I contemplated titling it "Will I Apologize?" because let's be real with everybody. It's me that everybody's mad at, not Lisa, and that's fine.
I'm part of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
but
did
yeah.
not interrupt me. I apologize. I was part of it too. So continue. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Do I need to turn your microphone? Oh, I can't say those kind of things. I can't joke
don't
around
be
like that.
abusive.
That's
Stop.
yeah. That was very hurtful of me. I'm sorry.
Stop being controlling.
So, I want to talk about a few things before I answer the question: will I apologize? Will we apologize? Because I think there's a lot of important context to understand in a situation like this, and I'm gonna cover up the chat because that's what always gets me off my game. No offense to y'all, I care about what y'all are saying, but there's been so much support that has come through the chat over the course of the last 45 minutes. It's been overwhelming to see, and thank you all for that. Yeah,
Really?
there was a couple of
People
people.
were, oh, I'm sure there's people. I'm sorry I interrupted again. So rude of me. I don't expect praise or anything. I was just telling a story, and you know what? When you cross the line and you say something about somebody's spouse, then you know what? Like Will Smith would say, "Get my husband's name out your mouth." But he said wife. You know what I mean. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Can I finish now?
Yes.
Before I answer the question of will I apologize, I'm not going to explain what happened last week because that's what the replay of the live stream is for. So I'm not going to get into all of that, but I think if you listen to what I have to say over the course of however long this takes, I think it'll make sense what happened last week. I mean, the very brief synopsis is we watched a video for the first time on our live stream last week, and there was a lot of things about that video that needed to be called out. There were things going on in that video that I was not able to just let my audience see without me making them very well aware that I am not okay with the things that I saw in that. Again, that's a very brief synopsis, but there's two things, after we did that, the world lit on fire. I mean, we did that stream Friday night, and then we immediately followed up with the member stream. And it was wonderful. Like, it was such a fun night. We had a great time, not only doing the stream, but also doing the member stream afterwards. It was a blast. Thank you to everybody that joined us on that member stream. It was a great time. And we were walking back from the fish house to the house at midnight or whenever it was when we were done, because after we did the member stream, we had to feed all the fish and do all of the things. We were walking back and we were like, that was fun. Like, we had a good time. This was a good night of the public stream and the member stream. Little did we know, the world was being set on fire and we didn't even realize it. The next day was when quite a few channels decided to do all of the things that Lisa is talking about. You didn't mention the name of that stream, and I'm glad you didn't, because we don't want to give anybody any attention that they didn't earn. But also, I don't even remember what I was going to say there. And if I keep talking to you, you're going to talk back, and I don't want you to interrupt me.
I'm
right
not going
now.
to interrupt you. You may continue. I'm sorry.
But a bunch of channels decided to talk about us and how horrible we were in that live stream that we did the night before, calling me a liar, using words like bully and all of this kind of stuff. And I do want to reiterate what Lisa was talking about, the one stream where all of the people, not everybody, but a lot of people were commenting about me and our marriage and all of this. That I don't want to say the name of that channel, but the host and the guest on that stream, one of them didn't have all the nice things to say about us, but they were also both supportive of what I had talked about in that live stream and what had happened. So it's not like those guys are the enemy, nothing like that. I'm not mad at those guys, except for here I go again. I got myself into trouble last week with this, and I'm going to get myself into more trouble. To the young man, I should call him kid, because
he's not a kid. He was been keeping fish for over 20 years. Sorry, go ahead. I won't interrupt. So sorry.
See, it's this look that I'm giving you that that's why people think I'm abusive, because I get frustrated because I'm like, I didn't interrupt you once.
I'm sorry. That was rude of me.
I wasn't talking about the channel that Lisa was just talking about. To the channel that hosted that live stream where all of those things were being said in the chat, you didn't stop them. And I will never forget that. Probably doesn't matter to you, but you let that stuff go on, and that stays up here in my head. And that's not the only stream. There were multiple streams that were going on that were talking about this. And one of the general themes that everybody was talking about was that this person was a child that I was talking about in that stream. And I believe one of the main reasons why they felt that way was because I continuously referred to him as kid. Why? Because I call everybody kid. I call Lisa kid. I call my mother, who's going to be 80 years old next month, kid. I call my sisters, who are 7 and 10 years older than me, kid. I don't know why I do that. It's a flaw. I call everybody kid. Men that are older than me, I call old timer. I don't know why. I just do. It's funny. It's fun to me. I call everybody kid. And so I think I am the one that probably got me in trouble there, because I continue to refer to the kid as the kid. But we'll talk about how much of a kid he is later. There's two things that really bothered me about what transpired in the week after that live stream. The first, I don't even need to talk about, because Lisa just did a beautiful job without being interrupted. There I go again, joking around.
Don't do that. Don't tease me.
Lisa did a great job talking about that. I don't need to add any more. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that she did the right thing and didn't say names of the people who were saying those things in the chat of that other stream. I hope this isn't getting too confusing, but I want to be very clear because she got to say her piece about it. I want to be very clear about mine, about my beliefs on this. To the people that were in the stream, in the chat of that live stream, you know the one I'm talking about. To those of you who called me an abuser, who called me all kinds of names and said I recognize abuse when I see it, and commented on my marriage, each one of you is a scumbag. Every single one of you. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, I don't care where you're from. It is a scumbag move to talk about somebody that you don't know's marriage. Every single one of you is a scumbag, and I'll say it to your face. But let's move on from that part, shall we?
Can I say one thing?
No. Oh, go ahead. I can't do that. Go ahead.
No, it's inappropriate.
I'm gonna go pee.
I think I've said too many bad words today. I'm not even on the screen. You just left me here talking with Oscars over there. Go pee.
I'm trying.
I think I'm on here. He's had a very long day. He's had to do multiple podcasts. Oh, the cat's out now.
I didn't slam the door. It has to be slammed. Make sure they know
But
that.
you still let the cat out. He didn't slam the door at me, by the way. I feel like I have to let people know that, or they'll think that he's being mean to me. But yeah, it's definitely been a very long week. I'm glad we have a lot of orders coming in so that we stay busy, because sometimes this kind of stuff can really bother you. But it bothered me because I wanted to say something, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to say something until tonight. And now I'm just going to feel better. It's done. I've said what I have to say, and I can move on with it. And from this day forward, I just won't go look at streams and stuff anymore, just 'cause baby kitty, John's back. You feel better?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put her away now and go pee myself.
I realize how bad that looked. It looked like I stormed out of the room and slammed the door, and I'm so angry. And you're going to hear it slam in just a second. The door between this room and the beta section, which used to be the beta section, there's no betas over there anymore. You have to slam the door, otherwise it doesn't latch, and then Carl will open the door on his own. So, sit. Oh, did you hear it? She slammed the door. I'm going to turn her microphone off. She doesn't know it, but I'm going to turn it off. What was I talking about? Scumbags, right. I'm already past that. The next thing that bothered me about everything that has transpired over the last week is like I said, we did the stream Friday. We were really happy. Everything was great. Went to bed, the whole thing, everything was fine. We get up the next day. We're not thinking anything of it. We don't realize really anything's going on at all. There was a couple of comments that came through on that stream, but they weren't like outrageous or crossing the line or anything like that, except for the one asshole that said, "Are you getting a divorce?" Yeah, you're an asshole. I'll say it to your face. The day was completely normal, and it was a Saturday, which meant I was cutting grass, and it takes like 4.5 hours to cut my grass. So she shuts the door without slamming it. This broad. So,
I didn't want to scare baby kitty.
So this is when I found out. She was texting me, and I find out, like, oh my God, all of a sudden the world is ending. There's so much chaos going on. There's all this drama happening. Why is this happening? I turned your microphone off. And so I'm like, Well, let me listen to some of these streams that are happening, and that's when I heard that stream, and then there's the other stream, and all of these streams that are talking about it. And I was starting to get really concerned as I'm sitting here mowing my grass with my AirPods, excuse me. When you're an Apple guy, you have to call them AirPods because otherwise they're not just earbuds. But anyway, noise canceling, it's a beautiful thing. I'm listening to these, and I got really concerned because I was like, did I black out or something? Like, did I miss something? What is it? I'm confused. Why is everybody so upset? Why is people saying that I'm this and I'm that and calling me a bully and all of this, using my names in their stream titles? And why is this happening? I don't understand. Did I screw up here? Like, I was really concerned about that because contrary to what people might want to believe, I call BS when I see it, but I'm not a mean guy. Like, I don't like being mean to anybody. And I didn't think I was mean to anybody in that live stream. And so I was like, you know what? I got an easy solution to this problem. This is going to be real simple to figure this out. I got all kinds of hours left on this lawnmower. I'm going to listen to my own stream. So I put my stream on, our stream. And I listened to the entire thing from start to finish. And I did this. people who have zero-turn lawnmowers, they're going to get this reference. I'm driving along, and the stream ends, and it auto-plays. It went to like a Joe Rogan video or something. And I went just like this. Lisa's not going to know what this means, but people who have zero turns know. I went like this. Which means I stopped the mower and I sat back and I just sat there in the middle of my front yard, staring ahead, completely clueless as to what it was that people are freaking out so badly about. I couldn't figure it out. I listened to the whole thing, and sure, I'm coming at it from a position of bias because it was me, but I'm I'm listening to this, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what everybody is so upset about. And so I would ask anyone that's watching this right now who had a problem with what that stream was or the things that I said in that stream. I understand the majority of people who've watched it, all of the people that were live in the chat with us that night, I didn't see a single negative thing come through when we were live. So our followers understood what was going on there because they were with us the whole time. If you're a member of that cult that was sent over to talk badly about us, or a member of that cult that was sent over to comment negatively on our live stream or whatever it is, if you haven't watched the stream, I would just say, go watch it. Go watch the whole thing. I turned monetization off on that stream, so you don't have to worry about any ads or anything like that. I did it because I was going to say, you should go watch that stream. I don't want you to think I'm trying to get money out of you is what I'm saying. And I'm willing to bet that if you do that, if you go and you watch that whole live stream, or at least the first hour and 15 minutes of it, I will make no money from that. I bet you're going to say the exact same thing I did. I bet you're going to say, what happened? Why is everybody freaking out? What is the big deal? I could be wrong. I know there are people that are super sensitive out there, but I think the majority of you, even the members of the cult that were sent over, you were told what to say. I think even you are going to hear that and you're going to be like, yeah, you're going to sound like Lumberg, like, yeah, I don't get it. I think the problem the negativity, a lot of the negativity that's happening is for 3 reasons. 1, you didn't watch it at all. You were just told what to say. 2, you only watched a little bit of it. Or 3, I hate when people actually hold up the numbers, and I'm doing that now, and it drives me crazy. Or 3 is you were turned off by me continuously calling that kid a kid. He's not a kid. He's not a sweet baby angel, little child, infant, toddler. We're going to talk more about that in a minute, I promise. I bet it's one of those 3 things. And I have receipts. But I'm not going to show receipts. And I'm going to paraphrase the comments. But there was a comment from Jeff Kane, who I don't know. I've never met. At least I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy. Never seen his name pop up in our comments at all. He commented that I was belligerent. I was belittling this smaller channel, and I was coming at it from the position of an elitist. And I responded to him just a few words. The word elitist, in quotes, you're hilarious. This is all in the I haven't deleted any comments on there. You can go there and look at them. I don't turn off comments on my videos, folks. So you can see my response. You're hilarious. Then he responded with some other dumb thing. I don't remember what he said. It made no sense. It was just complete nonsense. And I responded to him with that exactly. Again, responded and said, I'm convinced at this point you haven't even watched the stream, because what you're saying right now makes no sense. You want to know what he said in response to that? I watched the first 25 minutes. So if you only watched the first 25 minutes, you know what you missed? You missed me telling that kid, hey, listen, I hope you understand that I'm saying what I'm saying right now to help you. I'm not saying it to be mean. As a matter of fact, I even said I don't want to be a meanie, but I'm kind of embarrassed for saying that. But I've never said the words meanie but in my life. But for some reason I said it that night. You know what you also missed? You missed hearing me say things like, if you work hard enough, you too can be successful like Paul Cafaro. These are all things that I said encouraging this kid. I encouraged him, again, after the 25-minute mark, a bunch of times. I agreed with him a bunch of times in that video, in that live stream. So I don't know where all this nonsense is coming from. Some people are more sensitive than others. I get it, but it doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to tell you, I'm still confused about it. So much so that 2 nights ago, I watched the whole goddamn thing again, start to finish. But this time, I didn't listen to it. I watched it. And I'm like you. I bet you do this. You got a YouTube video playing and you're like this. And you're scrolling through your phone. If you use a desktop computer like I do, I have a desktop in my office and I'll be like playing games on my phone or doing whatever and listening to videos. I do that a lot. Not this time. I put my phone down, put it on the charger, and I watched. And Lisa came in the room while I was watching it and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, I have to figure it out. I have to figure out why everybody was so mad. Why is everybody so mad? If I've done something to warrant people's ire, I want the opportunity to fix that. And I'm dumbfounded over this. I cannot figure out what it is that everybody's so upset about. And still to this day, I can't figure it out. I cannot figure out what was so horrible in that video or in that live stream. I don't know why I keep saying video. But on that note, let me speak a little bit about what I do for a living. My job right now, when I meet somebody, which is rare because we never leave the house, but when I meet somebody and I meet a person to the point where they ask me, what do you do for a living? This is what I say to people. I make videos about how to keep aquariums and I upload those to YouTube, and I have a website selling aquarium supplies that supports that YouTube channel. That's my description of what I do for a living. I am an educator on the aquarium hobby. I don't make claims to be the best educator. I'm not trying to say every single thing I've ever said is right and I'm the best. And I'm not. All I'm doing is describing myself as what I believe I am, which is an educator. That's what I tell everybody that I meet. And it's fun when I tell young people that, because they're like, you're a YouTuber? How many subscribers do you have? And it's fun, because young people, they want to be YouTubers. A lot of them want to be YouTubers. So they hear those things and it's amazing to them. And usually their response is like, they have a look on their face. They're like, and I know what they're thinking. They're like, you're a YouTuber, but you're old. Like, it doesn't make sense to them. And I just think that's even more hilarious. But I take my job very seriously. I do. I like to have fun. I like to be silly. We're getting ready to do a whole bunch of really silly videos, and we're going to have a lot of good times with it. But at the end of the day, my job is to make sure I serve my audience with the information that they need to be successful with aquariums. And I take that very seriously. And I also know who my audience is. My audience, I understand there's a lot of people in the chat right now. I don't know how many people are in the chat, but a lot of the people that are in the chat right now are longtime followers of KG Tropicals, and you're here every week, and I appreciate you more than you can ever imagine. But the overwhelming majority of our audience is new fish keepers. I've always known this, and so I've always catered my content to that. We have in this hobby a constant flow. It's nonstop. It's never stopped in the over 30 years that I've been doing this hobby. It hasn't increased with social media. It hasn't gone away with social media. There is a cycle. People come in, they're in this hobby for a couple of years, they get overwhelmed, they bail out, they sell all their stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's usually around the 2-year mark. But the good thing is, for us people who create content on YouTube or any social media platform, is there's always the next batch of people coming in. That batch of people coming in, that's my audience. I understand not all of them. There's some of you in here that have been here a while. But that's my audience. And I take it very seriously, the information that I give to those people. And part of the information that I give to those people, to everyone that watches our streams or watches our video, part of that has to be calling people out on their bullshit. The things that they're doing in their aquariums that should not be shown on YouTube. Because nobody knows. I see Steenfot just popped in the chat. Bob doesn't know. Salient doesn't know. Joe Provenzano doesn't know. Joey doesn't know. Nobody on YouTube knows when their next video is going to go viral. You have no control over it. You don't know when it's going to happen. And when it does happen, a lot of times you're pretty surprised. If you're anything like me, you're like, that video did it? Like, what about all the other ones that I put so much time into? Why did that video take off? You never know. So with that in mind, every single video that's uploaded to YouTube, it's important that the information in that video be good and solid. And if I see something that's going on, it is my responsibility to call that out and to tell you about it. And guess what? This is not a new thing. This is not something that just started last week. One of those streams was talking about John's doing React streams now. That's what John's doing now, is React streams. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I did that one time. It was spur of the moment. Lisa just said, hey, look at this video. I said, let's talk about it on the stream. 2 hours later, we were doing that. It was not something that was planned past the 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's not something that we were like, this is what we're doing now. It was a one-time thing. You think I want to do it again? Actually, yeah, I do. But we'll talk about that later. They're not all going to turn out that way. But I've been doing this for a long time. I've been calling stuff like this out. In fact, the one where that is reminiscent of this one happened 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where I sat in this very spot and I told you about a particular method of fish keeping that was getting very popular in the YouTube community at the time. And I said, hey, y'all, listen, that method works. It is a doable thing. We've got tanks like that in our fish room, but I'm here to tell you that's not for everyone. I wouldn't recommend that method to new fish keepers. I don't care what anybody online is saying. You know, be careful with that. Not saying it doesn't work, but be careful with it because not every tank is going to work that way. And I'm talking about the no water changes method. Y'all want to know the level of nonsense that came my way after that? You want to know the people that were from the channel that I was talking about in that, the amount of people that are followers of that channel that came over and ripped me a new asshole? You want to know how, it's countless how many there were. Never once, I just have to throw this in there, never once did I accuse the owner of that channel of sending those people over my way. In fact, the exact opposite happened. The man who runs that channel, he agreed with 100% of what I was saying. But the point I'm trying to make is there was a ridiculous amount of hate that came to me because of that, because I take my job seriously and I felt obligated to let my audience know that that method is not going to work for everybody. It only works in certain circumstances. So it was worth it to me to take the hit and do what needed to be done to make sure people know. It is my job to make people aware when I see something out there that I consider to be an animal being mistreated or outright abuse. Sorry to use that word that's been so popular today. It's my job to do that. I take that very seriously, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Not today, not tomorrow, never will you see me apologize for that. I want to be very clear. That's my job. I know it sounds corny because all I do is make silly YouTube videos, but I'll be damned if you're ever going to see me apologize for telling you a clown knife fish cannot go in a 40 breeder. You won't hear me say it. Wait a minute. Did I say that right? You'll never hear me say a clown knife is perfectly acceptable in a 40-gallon breeder. That's what I was supposed to say a minute ago. I don't know if that's what I said. I'm freaking out here, but that's my responsibility. That's what I do. That's never going to change. And I'll be damned if you'll ever get an apology from me for doing that. Not for doing my job. No. But John, it was a kid. Why would you do that to a sweet baby angel kid? It's just a child. Bury my head in the microphone. Folks, this sweet baby angel child, I never said anything personal about him, nor will I. Why would I? I don't know him. I don't even know his name. This is somebody who in his videos has said he's been keeping fish for over 20 years. This is someone who started their YouTube channel in 2012, has uploaded 350 videos, and has said in the video that he made boo-hooing about how I broke his heart, that he's been watching YouTube videos for 10 years. So for everybody that thinks he's this sweet baby angel, innocent child, how is that possible? If he's been keeping fish for 20 years. Is it because I called him a kid? Maybe. I don't know. Dennis McKelvey, one of our channel members, we've hung out in member streams a couple times. He's older than me. Guess what? I would call him kid. Actually, no, I'd call him old timer because I know him a little bit. But I call people kid. I'm not going to apologize for that either. I mean, it was not a personal attack. And let me say this, and let me be very clear. If the person that made that video said, hi, I'm a 12-year-old, let me show you my clown knife in a 40 breeder, and let me show you my Oscar and firemouths and a Pollini in a 55, I would have said all the exact same things because I wasn't overly critical. I wasn't nasty and mean about it. I was like, hey, we can't be doing this. We have to be better than this. I would say it to anybody. Lisa's shaking her head, but I would. I'm just saying, it's my responsibility to do that. I'm not going to be cruel to a child, but I wasn't cruel to that guy last week. So that is what it is. So the last thing that I want to talk about, and I'll try to be brief. I'm sorry. I know you talked for longer than me, so I can't be too mad about it.
Oh, nobody can hear you.
Nobody can hear you. Thank God. She's saying so many curse words right now. Hey, easy. People probably heard that. She just said something really cruel and very mean to me. I'm going to say something right now that I know for a fact there's going to be a couple of people that are going to argue with me on this. And there's no receipts. There's no way anybody can prove what I'm about to say. But I understand and I know that the people that I'm going to be referring to, the small channels that I've worked with in the past, they know. And that's all that matters. And if any other YouTuber on this platform wants to argue with me about this, they're not going to win the argument. The argument is going to end up with me saying, you know, it's a pretty good thing to argue about, isn't it? Whichever one of us is right. It's pretty cool that we get to argue about this kind of thing, right? Because we've both done a good thing. That statement is this. And I'm going to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. This is to the people that were critical of me being so belittling to a smaller channel and being so cruel and mean to a small channel. I'm going to tell you this to your face. Look at me. I'm looking at you eye to eye right now. There is not a creator on this platform that has done more for small channels than this guy right here. I will go to my grave believing that. You don't have to believe me, but the people that I've worked with in the past, they know. And that's all that matters to me. So don't give me this crap that I was so mean and broke his heart and boo-hoo and all this nonsense. And I'm so mean to smaller channels. I'm not. Weeks and hours and I didn't spend weeks at a time, but for weeks, months back during the pandemic, there was groups that I was meeting with every single Friday night for hours. That the whole group, the whole purpose of that was assembling this group for me to help these smaller channels grow their channels. Has any one of those people stepped up over the last week and said, hey, John's not that guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Not one of them. Aquafunk halfway alluded to it, but he forgot a whole lot of stuff, my dude. The hours you spent in those video chats, the hours that we spent on the phone. It's weird. The hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that I've sent you. It's weird that you forgot to mention all of that stuff, but you encouraged that young kid to go and analyze my channel and pick it apart and make all of it. Anyway. How soon people forget that this kind of stuff happened. But I got to be brutally honest with you. And I'm not going to give names because there's only one person that it's important knows the name that I'm going to be talking about right now. And I don't need to say the name for that person to know what I'm saying. I watched a live stream the other day where the host of this live stream was desperately trying to keep the conversation going about John from KG Tropicals and Lisa from KG Tropicals. He wanted to keep the conversation going so bad. And his guest was sitting there the whole time like this. He looked absolutely miserable, and he didn't want to say a thing about it. It looked like he wanted to do anything but be involved in that conversation. And you want to know why? Because he's the one I did the most for. Because he's the one, when he fell on hard times, I sent him money without him asking me for it. I didn't send him a super chat on YouTube, of which YouTube would take 30% of that and I would look like a hero. No, I sent it unannounced. Nobody knew about it, and nobody knows about it until this moment right now through PayPal, because he would get a larger cut of it from PayPal because YouTube takes so much of a commission from it. Didn't mention that. Didn't mention the videos I made for his channel when he fell on hard times. Didn't mention the hours of collaborating we did. Had a prime opportunity to mention that, but just didn't. Just sat there, stone-faced. And the most interesting thing about it is, like a year later, called me again, asking me for money this time. And I was like, dude, last time, it was during that COVID time, money. There was a lot of money in YouTube at the time. And so it was easy, but now I ain't got it now. I mean, I wish I did. I do anything I can, but I ain't got it now. And I basically haven't heard from him since. Perfect opportunity to make amends, but nope. Nothing was said in that live stream. This is why I say things in our live stream like, oh, the fish fam has completely pushed us aside. Like all the small channels have just pushed us aside. That's why. Because of stuff like that. And I've got friends that are in this content creator world, very few of them. I've got friends that have been telling me this for years, and I just never listened. I was like, no, I mean, this YouTube thing, it's not a competition. This is, we can all be successful. It's fine. I don't mind. It's fun. I appreciate it. I like helping. And they've been saying, hey, well, you're going to regret it someday. Well, when something like this happens and nobody has anything to say, well, you learn. You learn that it is all for nothing and it sucks. So, and speaking of calling people kids, you better behave yourself, but I'm going to turn your microphone back on now. Oh. I need to really stop making jokes like that because...
I know. Just because.
You have no idea, y'all that are watching this right now. I'm going to ask Lisa this question, and I promise you she's not going to have an answer because she's going to say it's just too many. How many times have I said to you, hey, it's just me and you, kid?
Oh. Especially the last 2 years when we stopped. That's what happened. We finally, after years of giving donations to small channels for their, all their things, and it's just the constant wanting stuff. And
only time you hear from anybody is when they need something from you.
Yeah, after a while it was like, hold up, I'm only hearing from them when they want something. I thought these people were my friends. I would go in their live streams. I thought I was chatting with friends. I was just trying to be part of the community. And then it was wow, I'm really not. They just want me to give them stuff.
It's all what they can get out of you.
And that's when I stopped. I really did. And there are some small channels that I think a lot of. I'm not grouping them all into that category. I freaking love Susie Q and Whip, and I'm probably going to forget a few, and I don't mean to, but I just don't get involved with any of them anymore. It's just not worth my health. Because look what happened when I looked at that live stream chat. All week, I was just pissed the entire week. And now I feel like I have a weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm just I know better now. I'm just not going to go into that. I don't care if someone tells me they saw it. I don't care. I'm just not going to look at it. People are going to talk, and they're always going to be small channels. That's all I'm going to say. People like that don't grow.
Well, and let me be very, very clear here, because Finsanity just put up something that made me very upset because, no, don't take it the wrong way, Joe. What I'm saying is, if I came across this way, I'm very upset. I am referring to the YouTube content creator people.
Correct.
I'm not talking about everybody that's in the chat right now. I'm not talking about, viewers and people in our community and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about YouTubers that are out there trying to grow their channels. And that's who I'm talking about. I worked with all the time and all of that kind of stuff. And they all basically turned their backs on me. One after the other, after the other, after the other. And it's just like, okay. And if I hear from any of them now, it's because they need something or they want something or want something out of me. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, Joe. I would do anything for you. You're one of the biggest supporters we've ever had. I did not mean subscribers, followers of KT Tribe. That is not at all what I was talking about.
And I was talking,
when I was talking about that.
Very small channels, not like mid size and stuff. I just had to stop getting away from all of the streams.
It gets to be too much. And then, when things like this happen, which, we're grown-ups. We can handle it. And I don't even know if I've said this at all. I think I can speak for you here when I say this. Mean comments happen every single day.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
I don't care about mean comments. You're fat, you're bald. They don't say that to her, but don't you dare, because then I'm coming for you. But
oh, great. Now it's coming.
You're bald. Oh my God. I used to watch this channel and your beard was brown and it would look like a ball sack. And now it's a full gray beard. That stuff's hilarious to me. That does not bother me. Or if people disagree with us, if I say something in the chat and people put up a comment disagreeing, but that's not what I'm talking about here. Like, we're not sensitive to that kind of stuff at all. If you are sensitive to that kind of stuff, hint, hint, kid that made the video last week, if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, you better get over it real quick, because it happens. It's nonstop. When I say nobody said anything, everybody seemed to forget, I'm talking about when there's people crossing the line and calling me a spousal abuser and saying all of those nasty things about our marriage. How did no one step up? These people that say they're my friends, how did none of them step up and say, well, wait a damn minute. I've hung out with Lisa and John for hours outside of YouTube. I've never seen anything like that. Not a damn person stepped up and said anything like that. That is what I'm talking about. And once again, it's right up here. And it will never leave.
It doesn't.
I am petty when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not as professional grudge holder as Lisa is. Oh, but I can hold a grudge.
Yeah.
Trust me.
There's family I haven't talked to for a long time.
Yeah. So, anyway, what have you been doing lately? No, there's no more reason to talk about it. I think the main point is exactly what the title of this live stream says. Truth hurts sometimes. Obviously, I'm not talking about what Lisa was talking about. I'm saying when it comes to last week's stream, and for all the people that are upset with me mainly, I understand you said some things too, but everybody was mad at me, not you.
I'm sure they're all mad at me now.
The truth hurts sometimes. That's a perfect example of that. And you will be waiting a long, you will suffocate, you will die if you hold your breath waiting for me to apologize about that, because that ain't happening. Never. Now let's go to more of a positive note, shall we?
Yeah.
I got to thank some people in the chat. Good grief. Dennis McKelvey, first time I saw his name pop up more than once, donated 5 memberships at $7.51. Thank you, Dennis. Hopefully,
Thank you, Dennis.
Hopefully you understand why we didn't see that right off the bat. Salient Aquatics did the same thing, but 10 gifted memberships
Wow, thank
at
you.
$8.29. Thank you for that, Salient.
And we saw your comment, by the way. Thank you for sticking up for KG Tropical.
Yeah, he's pretty much him and Aquafunk are the only YouTubers that I'm aware of that actually did step up in the comments. Thank you for that. I do.
Yeah, I
again,
had fun with.
it's up here.
I had fun with Aquafunk's comment.
I struggle with Aquafunk's comments because they're always in all caps, and I'm like, why are you yelling at me?
He's so funny.
Shamu Aquatics member for 15 months. You didn't quarantine those yellow labs before putting him in the brand new Fishless 240 gallon. How can we take you seriously?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's perfect.
It is perfect, and it was said seriously by several people on that video. I'm glad you bring that up. Thank you for bringing us a laugh on a day like this. Dragon Dad with the $5 super chat. Buy that lady a beverage of her choice, something mid-shelf.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have any wine for tonight after the stream? Am I getting lucky tonight? Oh,
Are you
can't say
serious?
that.
Don't
Sorry.
say that. And if you got lucky, it's because I'm not being abused and I'm happy.
I don't know why we're fueling this. We're totally fueling.
Yeah.
I am. I keep doing that, and I'm an idiot for it. Finsanity, Lord have mercy, my dude. Good grief. $100 super chat. Joe, this is getting insane.
Joe, come on. I mean, thank you, but dang.
Yes, GFY, not allowed to say what those we're past the X-rated part now. Love you guys and gals. Joe, you're too much for us. It's too much, dude.
And thank you for your modding.
Yes, you were probably really busy tonight. I didn't see it all, but I was looking at the chat when Lisa was talking, when I was not interrupting you.
I know.
And there was a lot of work being done in that chat. So thank you to all the moderators, not just Joe. But Brent Russell with the $5. I came in 10 minutes late. You are both truly a team, and the affection is real. You are blessed to have each other. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
It's absolutely the truth.
And I do apologize to people that aren't used to hearing me say bad words, but
I wish I could say them more.
I hold back a lot because I don't want to disrespect families, like that might have their kids around. But to be 100% truthful on a normal basis, like if I'm sitting here and I look like I'm sad because I'm sad, I'm tired. And I'm trying to hold back and not tell John to eat a dick. So,
hey, not nice.
But that's how we talk to each other.
We do.
I'm serious. It's all day long, and I'm like, I have to keep up the persona that I'm a really nice person. But I am nice. I just will talk to him like that. That is us.
It is true. That's just love. Just talk to each other that way with love.
And it got like that after the kids moved out and it was just us. We were like, yes, we can walk around naked and cuss each other out. Yes.
We both have uncontrollable potty mouths. Like, it's terrible. And sometimes I'll say things and I'm just like, why do I talk like this? Every third word is MFer, and it's like every sentence I say ends in MFer. Why? I don't know why I'm that way, but I am that way. Just not on here because, I want to maintain some level of professionalism. Whip's World, it's doing it too. $50 super chat. You're out of control, Whip. You're too much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Whip. That's so nice of you. And thank you for modding tonight. You were
Everybody was
prepared.
on point
Thank
tonight.
you.
I'm no Joe, but here's to Lisa, here's to John, and to all you asshat haters. Rewind back a couple minutes and read Lisa's shirt. I said what I said.
Everybody's talking about the shirt. We need to bring it back.
I don't know where to get them printed because you won't let me get them printed from that one place.
This was, when did we do this? In like 20?
We got those in
21?
20, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They sold out quick. But those shirts were really expensive because it's like 3 colors on 2 sides.
Funny story. I went to the Dollar General one night and I forgot I was wearing this shirt. And I don't like to wear it in public around here because it's a lot of churchy people. So I'm at the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General and I'm standing in line and the checkout guy was reading it and he said, like, what does that mean? Is there something on the back? And he's probably 22, 23. I said, yeah. So I turn around, he reads it and he goes, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, you really wouldn't get it if you don't keep fish. And he goes, I don't care. I don't keep fish, but I want that shirt.
Now he's like, now who's Oscar? Like thinking it's a guy named Oscar probably. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll bring it back. I don't know. Like I said, they were expensive to get done, but I mean, that's fine. If people want them, it makes sense. I don't want to do them on like a Teespring or something like that because the quality
is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but it's like I feel weird getting money for something that is like that. But anyway, Salient Aquatics came in again and donated 5 more channel memberships.
Thank you, Salient.
That
Aquatics.
is, you're becoming like Joe here in Whip. It's becoming a problem.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, I'm joking when I say it's a problem. Steamfight Aquatics. Haven't seen that name in a long time. Gee, Bob shows up when there's drama. What a shocker.
Stop. He talked to you this week.
I know.
Thank you, Bob.
He gifted
and
a
Chelsea,
membership. Thank you. Yes. Hope you're enjoying that new parenting life.
Yes.
We got a lot of experience and we're really happy with being done with that part of life.
So very glad to be done with that. My baby is
21.
He's
He'll be
getting ready
22.
He'll be 22 in a couple months. My baby is going to be 22.
All I'll say is this, Bob. Enjoy every MFing minute, every single minute, because you're going to blink your eyes and you're going to be saying the same things that me and Lisa are saying right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we joke about it, but the truth is it's bizarre. Like we snapped our fingers and they're Marines, they're sailors, they're business owners, they're college graduates. Like what? It happens that fast.
And we're very proud of them too. So
listen to the Kenny Chesney song, Don't Blink. It's probably the truest song that's ever been made. And find out who your friends are. That definitely applies this week. Anyway, Finsanity, 39 months of membership. Please don't take that crap to heart. We don't want another 8-month hiatus. It was more like 17 months.
I don't think he was around back then when that happened.
And I can tell you this, Joe. This is the truth. I would have no reason to lie about this. When I stopped YouTube in 2017, it had absolutely nothing to do with any drama or people being mean or anything like that.
That's when it was good.
Yeah, that was YouTube in its prime.
Yeah.
Believe me, when my channel was still bigger than Aquarium Co-op, it was the best. But it was more like I had to start my other business back up. We had just shut the shop down. Life was completely overwhelming. And I was just, I had to put YouTube on the back burner because I had to focus on what I knew was going to make me money. And it had absolutely nothing to do with any kind of drama or anything like that. So, yeah, you ain't got to worry about another 8-month hiatus, which was actually 17. But
Yeah.
Salient Aquatics, for crying out loud, with the $5 super chat. Lisa got to send me one of those shirts.
I think he's paid for one already tonight.
Well, yeah, we don't have any.
I know. I think we should get them made again.
The funny thing is,
We had those made in King George.
I wear the dry fit shirts. These are the ones that I don't know. It's just the shirts that I'm most comfortable in. So the ones that I had made were on this material. You know what I'm saying? It's the dry fit material. I don't know. The Funny thing is, the person who turned me on to these shirts was Brett Raymer.
Oh, really?
And it was before I ever knew him. It was watching the show Tanked. I saw him and I was, I'm really going to sound like an idiot here. Brett doesn't watch this, so I was like, I kind of look like him. And at the time,
Oh, God.
at the time, him and I were about the same size. He's a lot smaller than me now. But at the time, when they first started Tanked, he was a bigger guy. And I was like, that shirt looks really good on him. And he's about the size of me and he's bald and all of that. I'm going to try that style shirt. And I've been wearing them ever since. So Brett doesn't know that. And his ego's big enough. I would never tell him that. But it's true. It was Brett Raymer that turned me on to that style shirt. If we had one Salient, I would send it to you. We had one Bubbles shirt left that was like a child's small, and we gave it to a kid at Aquashella.
I remember her too.
That was the last one that we had of those.
I have a picture of her putting it on. She was so cute.
I've got some 2Xs that are my material that you can't have, but I will say it on the live stream here so everybody hears it. And I don't know why I'm clapping my hands like this, but this is a guarantee. If we run those shirts again, Salient, Joe, and Whip, who already maybe has one. Whip already definitely has one because I've seen him wear it. So Whip, you'll get something else. But Joe and Salient, you're going to get one of those on us. Why did that sound so weird? We're going to send you one at no cost if we get them made.
Yeah.
You just have to sit there and wonder if we're going to get them made.
I think we should. I think we need to get more shirts made anyway, so.
I don't object to that. But, the place that made them, anyway.
There are other places that make shirts, John.
Yeah, but they don't answer the door. Regina. Bob, you're breaking the cardinal rule of streams. I have absolutely no clue why that's happening. It is not on my end. I promise you that. And also, just watch the stream from last week. He's texting me all these questions while I'm sitting here trying to live stream in front of 46,000 people. Come on, Bob. But no, that is not me that's doing that. I don't know why that's happening.
Now I need to know what.
No, you don't need to know because it sounds really bad, but it's not. It's not bad.
Something bad is happening.
Don't make me call your ass. I'm answering you live, Bob, while you're streaming. Do it. You ain't got the balls to do it. He does. He's done it before. Regina Phalanges, the reason I've been here for 55 months is because I love John and Lisa, and they provide useful information about fish keeping. We appreciate every single month of that, Regina. Believe me when I tell you. Appreciate it way more than you know.
You're one of those that we recognize and know, and we're just like, Regina Phalanges.
Well, it's because of the show Friends. I recognize that's what stands out to me because of the name.
I just know who she is just because she's been around so long.
Speaking of Steamfod Aquatics, he came in with a $2 super chat, and the text says, Bo knows. And you don't get that reference, but of course, being a man in my 50s, I get that reference. Best professional athlete that's ever existed, Bo Jackson. It was his whole thing. Bo knows. He played professional football and professional baseball at the same time and was pretty much the best in both sports at the same time.
That's a lot on your body.
People would argue he wasn't the best baseball player, but he was a daggone good one. Way better than Deion Sanders ever was. Deion was good, but he wasn't Bo. Bo was running up walls, and anyway. Dennis McKelvey, for the second time tonight, I think he forgot about the first one, donated another 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that, Dennis. And then, of course, Joe, once again, comes in with the $5.
Thank you,
shout out to Curtis and your mods tonight. Chat, for the most part, was greatest. Yes.
I do appreciate all of you all. Thank you so much.
We
I don't know what you all had to mod in that first hour, but I appreciate you holding it down for me. Thank you.
There was nothing horrible. No, I promise you. All of the messages that got deleted, you can click on those and still see them because it's our channel. I promise you, there was nothing. Nobody crossed any lines or anything like that. But there were still some that I was on my way to my mouse, and then it was like, boom, it's been deleted by Curtis Crump. I was like, whoa, he's on it. All right.
Good.
So thank you all of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they'll be in the comment section. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, have fun with that. Crazy in Love Asian gifted a membership. Thank you so much. He's been on the member stream a couple times. A lot of fun. Enjoyed having him on there. He'll be on again at some point. Vincent donated 10 memberships. We're having another membership donation frenzy tonight.
Thank you, Vincent. I have to thank you also for this. Thank you. I love that. It's so funny. I've never had somebody send me a 12-pack of sparkling ice, and it's my favorite flavor, coconut pineapple. It's the second time you've done that, and it's just so funny, but I very much appreciate it because I drink one a day, sometimes two, but I try not to go overboard with it. But I love it. Better than soda.
Starry's delicious. Salient Aquatics wants to make sure you understand perfectly, and it's very clear in your head. With another $5 super chat, he said, Lisa, gotta send me one of those shirts. It's right up my alley.
If we get them made, you're going to get one. Thank you.
I would love to be able to get them made and get them done a little cheaper by having everything just be on one side, but then the text would be so small. And
I like that being on the back. Good. Because what if you walk up and, grandma is like talking to you about something.
And you're telling her to go F herself?
Yeah.
I also look at it like if a woman wears a shirt that makes dudes look at it and go,
oh, on her. Like
then
that.
It makes it look like he's checking her out. Yeah. I mean, in 2025, we can't have that nonsense. So yeah, we'll have to still get them done. But they were like $6 or $7 more than the single side shirt.
We don't have to do all the colors. We could even just do it in black and white, and I would save it.
Yeah,
I would prefer.
It looks really good the way it is, but
I would prefer not having colors, and I like black and white. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't like black and white. I mean, we have a lot of black and white shirts right now. These are black and white. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. It's just for that, I like that the way it is. Zuko is a member for 4 months. Speaking of yellow lab cichlids, I got my tank up and running, and you're correct. They are amazing. Well, did you think I was going to lie to you? Those fish are the best. Yeah. I love them so much, and they're so easy, and they reproduce, and they're yellow. Who doesn't love yellow fish? If you don't love yellow fish, you can do what's on the back of Lisa's shirt right now. Yeah. Crazy in Love Asian with the members chat. It's good to relieve stress. No worries. Appreciate you guys. Learned a lot from you guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's rare that we both go on rants like that.
That's the first time I've ever done it.
Yeah.
And how many years we've been on here?
Tell you all something about this woman and about how against the concept of being a victim she is. I've been with her for 17 years. I learned things in her little speech tonight.
Wow. It's not something
she don't like talking about that stuff and whining about it and all that kind of stuff.
Because
she doesn't do it.
Because there are people out there. What makes me feel better about it is knowing this sounds wrong, but there are people out there that have had it worse than me. I'm not happy that there's people out there that had it worse than me, but there are. And why should I whine about it? That's not something to whine about when there's child trafficking and all that other crap, and there's just bad things happening to people. I'm not the only one that's had bad times. That's why I get on certain people I know. Stop acting like a victim. That happened when you were a kid. Move on. You're an adult now. Act like one.
I have said this. I've said so many times to her, and this is me being truthful. That quality was one of the most appealing things about her to me, because so many people in this world that we live in right now, particularly now in 2025, they are all looking for excuses to blame everything that's happened to them for their current situations. And everybody's a perpetual victim. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. There's so many victims out there. There's so many people that just cry the blues all day long. That woman sitting across the table from me right now has every excuse in the world to be that way, and she never is. That's definitely not the first time you've heard that from me.
Well, it gets you nowhere in life, but holds you back. The only way you can move forward is if you get it off your chest and move on. And stop looking back at dumb shit.
Amen. Simon Nichols gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Simon. Good grief, we're getting flooded tonight.
Oh,
Laura
thank you.
O.
Wow, thanks
also
everybody.
gifted a membership. And by the way, Bob, my phone ain't ringing. Just saying. Talk all that mess. Simon Nichols, is it Nichols or is it Nicholas? I think it's Nichols. My eyes, they're not good. With the Australian $5, you were asking what time it is in Australia on the East Coast. We're 14 hours ahead of you.
Whoa.
So it's 11:56 a.m. Saturday
Whoa.
morning here.
Oh, what lucky. I wish I could just
Whoa.
wake up now and it's 11 in the morning.
He's in the future. That's wild.
He's in the future.
That's
That is
so cool.
I know. Do you have a hangover? Do you have a hangover? I found out what that was. I had a bad week, guys. I called you all guys, too. My biggest pet peeve, and I just did it myself. But I did.
She was the
I
other
did
day.
It was Tuesday was a long day, a very long, busy day. And I was just, a week that I'm just like, "Rrr." I had some wine. And the next day, John's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just feel so drained. My head hurts. I felt fine when I woke up. I was walking around. I was fine. And, after being awake for 2 hours, I was like, I'm going to lay down. I think something's wrong with me. And then you came up and you were like, say what you said. Say it.
Well, I got down on my knees at the foot of the bed, and so I was sitting with my arms on the bed like this, and I said something along the lines of, "This is what we call in the industry a hangover." And you were like, "I haven't drank in 30 years. So it's not like I have a ton of experience in that, but it was just down the line, every symptom that she had." And she was like, "No, I don't." It was a nightmare for her to think that she had a hangover, but that's what it was.
What it was is I had mixed 2 different wines. Yeah, I had a little bit of one left, and I was like, let me drink that. It's fine. I'll just drink a glass of that. And then you, on my request, got me Chardonnay, which is the one I really like, and I drank some of that. And then I guess mixing it did it. And I've never had that experience with wine before. I was just like, oh, can this day be over with?
This is one of the reasons why I don't drink. I mean, who wants to be miserable the next day? I don't. I didn't quit drinking when I was 21 because I had a problem. I quit drinking. I was never a big drinker then, but I stopped doing it because I hated it. because I just thought it was horrible. I'm not somebody who hates people who drink. I just personally don't. I'm glad I don't, because
Yeah.
you're not a wino, but you like to have
I
your
like
wine on the
Chardonnay.
weekends.
I just will not drink that Pinot anymore. Wow.
Oh yeah, it was so funny.
But it was during the week. I had it during the week, not just on the weekend. It was during the week. I was stressed.
Yeah, drinking a lot of wine makes you a whiny butt, I guess. Sean with the $2 super chat. John and Lisa, that was all. Just here's money.
Thank
With
you.
$2 with John and Lisa. Thank you so much for that. Whips World, I've been here 23 months plus another 57 months that got erased because you two make my life better.
Thank you, Whip. His name? Oh, good. It's not his phone number, which would be rude. Don't be on.
I'm putting him on speaker.
Don't put her. That's rude.
What are you doing, idiot?
Hey, that's a good way to speak to a friend.
Oh,
I didn't think you would do it. I didn't think you had the balls.
Oh, please. I got a brass bunch, baby. You know what the quote that's from?
I do, but you're catching me. I'm on the spot here. I can't pull it right now.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Yep. You're welcome. I put that one on a T for you. No, listen, you were asking. His message was that Corey was, for whatever reason, unable to comment, and he wanted to comment on the chat. I have no.
Really?
That's not me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. Corey messaged me a while back asking about that. I have absolutely no clue why that's happening. He is certainly not
not
banned.
blocked or anything. I went through today and went through all the names
I'm gonna-
to see who was blocked, and I actually didn't recognize
here's
them all.
Aquarium Co-op's message, all right? You ready?
Okay.
He said they were gracious enough to have me at their home years ago. I don't know what to say other than they were normal people like all of us with rescue cats and dogs, good people.
Oh, Corey.
Aw, thank you.
That is very nice of you. Turn your volume down, Bob. Jeez, what are you, an amateur?
I had to walk back inside to read his comments.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's very
That was
nice.
very nice.
I appreciate that
have-
very much. And yeah, I mean,
And real quick, since he called me out, I would just like to say, I don't show up for drama. I show up when I'm needed. All right?
Oh.
My friend's getting bullied. I'm going to be there. And I know you can handle yourself, but...
well
I'm just
played.
Thanks, Bob. We
Well
appreciate
played.
that.
That's well played there, my friend. No, that's perfect. And hey, listen, we can handle ourselves, but it is nice.
Oh, I know.
And Bob is one of the only people that did reach out, although brief. He did reach out.
Because
this week.
I don't think a lot of people, not everybody knew about
You
it.
can't
so-
hear her, can you?
Yeah, barely.
But not everybody knew about it, so we do have to give some people a pass. But there were people that knew for sure. It was obvious they knew. So yeah, thank you very much, Bob.
Yeah. How's parent life treating you?
It's very exciting. And to paraphrase what you said before, the days are long, but the years are short. So I am trying to appreciate everything.
Good.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't like I said, don't blink your eyes too long before you know it. It's craziness, and I hate to tell you this, but the worrying only gets worse. Just telling you. Just saying.
Oh, God. Like, I'll wake up at like 2 in the morning and run in. Like, are you still breathing?
Yeah. Been there, done that,
Aw.
and that never ends.
It's going to be worse for you because it's a girl.
She'll be 22 someday, and you'll still be doing that. Trust me,
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
Yep.
So buckle up.
All right. I'll say one last thing, that you are a true friend. You've always been so helpful for me and my channel. And anyone who says otherwise can go eat a bag of dicks.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll let
that's
you back
right.
at your stream. I got dinner waiting for me.
All right, thank you. Well, say hi to the wife and kiss the baby for us.
All right. Love you, brother.
Bye, love you.
Later.
Well, that was fun.
That was nice.
I got chills on myself right now. That's wild. No, thank you, Bob. Bob's somebody we go way back, and I love to break his balls, and he loves to break mine. It's a lot of fun. So
That is pretty crazy about Corey, though, because I think he's been able to comment in the comment section before. And that's when
I've
you
seen
all
his
found
comments
it.
before.
Yeah, so I wonder why it's just not on the stream. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but it is kind of strange. I've seen other people say stuff where I tried to send a super chat and I couldn't or something. I've seen that in the comments before.
I don't expect that you're still watching, Corey. You know me well enough to know I will send you a screenshot of everyone that's blocked on my channel, and you'll see you're not one of them. I would absolutely
It's
not
weird
do
names.
that.
I was going through it today, and I didn't even recognize some of them. I'm like, what kind of name is that? And I was like, oh, these are just like trolley people. You know, they don't even have a fish keeping name or anything. It was like 360 of them, and they were just random weird names.
When it comes to banning people from the channel, I haven't done that in a very long time. And if I have ever done that, it's been because they've said things that are just outrageous.
Over the top.
It's not like I don't like Oscars. You know, I mean, I'm not petty. It would be something more like, well, basically saying anything about her that I don't like, or, you know, things that just cross the line. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to explain what that is. But it's been a long time, and it's never been Aquarium Co-op. I can promise you that. I don't even know why that happens. YouTube's probably just like, you know what, Corey, you're successful enough. You just, I don't know. I was trying to make a joke there and it didn't work. I'm sorry. But no, that's going to actually bother me until I figure out why that's happening. Vincent said happy birthday again, and happy birthday again, Lisa. That's probably in response to the ice bottles. Yes. Nick Calamito gifted 5 channel memberships.
Thank you,
Nick. A constant flow of gifted memberships today. It's so much fun. Thank you all so much for that. Clyde Smith with the $2 said, keep doing what you're doing. I can't promise a lot of things, but I can promise you
we're going to try.
We're going to be doing that. Crazy in Love Asian with the $10 super chat. I look forward to watching you guys every week. When I don't watch you guys, it's like I'm missing something. Aww. Enjoyed being on the members stream. I'm happy to call you guys my fish keeping friends. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that. We appreciate your support, and we've enjoyed having you on the live stream. It's been a lot of fun. We'll have you on again. We do try to rotate people through, but we'll have you on for sure. Have you back on for sure. He reminds me of Jimmy.
He does. He does remind me of Jimmy.
Simon Nichols again with another $5 Australian super chat. I loved the way John helped out Cichlid Charmer when his channel was hacked. It shows what kind of man you really are.
Speaking of Cichlid Charmer.
No. Oh, no. You're going to let me tell this story.
Okay.
Because I was the one abused today. David Null, the Cichlid Charmer, as a way of thanking us for exactly what Simon's talking about here, sent us a little care package to our P.O. box. And Lisa was out today and she picked it up while she was out. She brought it home and I opened it up. And it was all of these like fancy, delicious goodies.
Yummy.
Like
Yummy.
What even are there? Like chocolates
it's the strawberry
shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake, like the ice cream, but it's little balls of them instead, and they're supposed to be like the ice cream, the strawberry shortcake ice cream that you got in school in the cafeteria, or the chocolate fudge one, but it's a strawberry shortcake ice cream, but it's in the little balls form, and it's not ice cream, obviously. I can't wait to eat that. I'm so excited. That's the one I'm excited about.
Those are exciting. But the funny thing about this, he sent us 4 bags of gorgeous, beautiful snacks,
candy,
chocolates, and all of this. And as I'm pulling them out of the box, this broad sitting across the table from me says, "That's mine," to the first bag. I pull the second one out. "That's mine." All 4 of them. She said, "That's mine," and walked away with them like a little baby cradling her little dolly. Those are mine.
I did not. I didn't walk away with them. I just said, mine, mine, mine.
I texted him to thank him afterwards. I said, that was very nice of you. Thank you for that. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get to eat any of them because Lisa took all of them. But no, we love David. He's awesome. And
he's an amazing creator. He has an awesome channel, and he's doing it right.
Definitely is. And he texted me the other day talking about his newfound obsession with Oscars. And I said, welcome to the club. I don't want to read the text. You know, it was a private message between him and I, but it was, to paraphrase, he was like, wow, I never realized how awesome Oscars are until now.
That's why
So
I got 4.
and I said, yep, we got 6 of them. So trust me, we know. Crazy in Love Asian can't get enough of the super chats tonight with the $5. Good grief. Now you have to introduce me to Jimmy. I will be the judge of that. Who's Jimmy? Invite him to never chat.
To next chat, maybe?
Maybe you did mean next. Jimmy he currently works for Fritz. He is the videographer for Fritz Aquatics.
Should be. I wonder if there's a way to like put one of his videos in chat.
His videos don't exist anymore.
No, he is in some of the Fritz videos, like a specific Fritz video.
All you got to do is go to the Fritz. Is it Fritz Aquatics or Fritz Industries?
Fritz
the channel.
Aquatics.
Fritz Aquatics YouTube channel, FRITZ, and Jimmy is basically making all of the videos and creating all of the stuff for that. He's brilliant.
I'll make it even easier for you. If you go to Fritz Aquatics video and you click on the most popular video, the most popular video now is his. It's a thumbnail and it says Jimmy's first reef aquarium.
It overtook your video?
Oh, mine's way down.
Oh, man.
Wait, mine's number 2.
Okay.
That's not too bad, but still,
For a while, we had the bragging rights to be able to say that Lisa's video about her beta system was the top performing video on the Fritz Aquatics channel. But I guess that's no longer a thing. Well, Jimmy and I talked about it when we were at Aquariums Unlimited. He's going to just have to come here again. We're going to have to make another video to take over that number 1 spot.
That's a tough one to make a number 1 video of because it was about 300 betas. What are we going to do on it? 6 Oscars?
3 bikers. I don't think it would have the same appeal as 300 betas. But no, Jimmy is brilliant, and everybody knows it. And so that's Jimmy is, and that's who Jimmy is. And like you, he's way older than he looks. So he has that quality going for him too.
He does look like he's 25.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say how old he is because I don't know exactly, but he's not 25.
No.
Northfin Fish Foods came in and donated 10 memberships. Thank you, Darius. My goodness. And thank you for creating so much work for me with that palette.
Yes, thank you so much. We are restocked on some of the Northfin stuff that we were out of. So if you all want some Northfin, you better come and get it.
Did you put that picture up? Did you post the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, on the community page, you can see that stack of Northfin.
I didn't put it on the community page. I put it up on Instagram.
Okay, on the Instagram page, you can see that. But yeah, I mean, thank you, Darius. You're the best.
Thank you.
I don't think we get support like that from any other manufacturer. Not in the entire industry. I don't think we
get support in different ways. He's very openly doing the support, and it's sharing it with our following, which is awesome because not only do they get to become a member by doing this, and it helps us, they get 5% off Northfin Fish Foods on the website.
These are facts.
If you're a member, you get 5% off keepfishkeeping.com, and Northfin is on the website.
There's 63 new members tonight. If you are still watching, if you're wondering how that works, on the 1st of every month. So we just sent one 5 days ago. We put up a community post for members only that has a new code every month. You use that code, you get 5% off of the website, everything on the website. So that's how that works. And it's a new code every month. So be sure to have notifications turned on if you're a channel member, and you'll get that new code every single month. That's not, that never stops. Like if you're a channel member, you automatically get that. Vincent gifted 10 memberships tonight. Goodness gracious.
Thank you, Vincent.
And I love his avatar. It looks like something James Cameron would have made or something. It's beautiful.
I can't see avatars very well.
Simon Nichols, it's
oh, whoa.
25 minutes after noon there now. It's lunchtime. Your lunch break's almost over, Simon. Came in with the Australian $2. Is Northfin food available in Australia? I wonder if Darius answered that, because I don't know the answer to that question. Yes, he did answer that question. And yes, it's available in Australia.
Ooh, y'all are lucky then.
Uh,
Regina said, I love you guys. Got to go scramble up some fresh eggs. The hens are laying more eggs than we can eat. For the puppers, they are loving it. Good night, Regina.
Good
Thanks
night.
for being here.
Has anybody heard when the CJ hang on back filters will be released? Haven't seen anything yet. Some shops haven't even heard about it.
Oh.
They're coming. I talked to Jay today.
Oh.
They're on the water, on the way, I believe, is the last I heard.
I wonder if they passed CJ's boat.
Maybe. You never know. But when when you get containers sent over, I didn't know this until Jay told me today, it's like a 25-day process for them to come all the way over from Europe. So
That makes sense. It took about that long for CJ to get my care package.
So yeah, I mean, I can promise you this, Gord Henderson, we'll have them as soon as they're available. I promise you, we will be one of the very first places to have them. People are going to be fighting over those. And then when the hype wears off on those, boom, here comes the Mega Filtra, and that's going to rock the world. So yeah, can you make it a link? Make what a link?
Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you farewell. Good night, all. Good night, Joe. Thank you for everything, and thank you for being a wonderful mod. Thank you.
And have fun this weekend, opening weekend football season. It's going to be fun.
I thought they played tonight, his team.
Maybe. I don't know. Our team doesn't play till Sunday, so that's all I care about. And we have made a decision this year. Lisa and I are going to drop everything, and we're going to watch every Commanders game.
I hope I'm not holding a cat.
The only problem is, because they were so good last year, 12-5 made it to the NFC Championship when everybody thought they were going to be bad.
You're going to get disappointed when they lose or something.
Well, of course, but because they were so good last year, their schedule is crazy this year. Like, there's a bunch of 8 o'clock at night games, a bunch of 4 o'clock games. They play a game in Spain at 9:30 in the morning.
Here?
Yeah.
9:30?
It'll be 9:30 here. So you won't see the first half.
Wait, what day? On a Saturday or Sunday?
I think it's Sunday, but it might even be Saturday. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I ain't getting up for that. I mean, I'll make it at halftime.
I'll let you know what's happening.
It's not going to run and get up to go watch a football game. Sorry.
We've been going 2.5 hours already. Gil1704, great job. Love the channel. Just got my order of snails today. Awesome. Gave us a $5 super chat to tell us that.
Thank
that is
you.
really cool. Thank you, Gil.
I'm glad that they got there and you liked them.
Motionless or Mountain Lioness
Yeah, Mountain Lioness.
with the $2 super chat,
Aww.
like she's been doing. It is a she, right?
Yeah.
Lioness. Yeah, that would be a she.
Duh.
Sorry. I'm terrible. It's become a thing now. Here's money, nothing attached to it.
Thank you
It's
for
funny.
being here.
Thank you. And then Crazy in Love Asian came in again with another $2 super chat. OMG, it's because he's Asian. I'm offended, joking. He's,
What did you think? It was some blonde model guy on the cover of a Hollister?
yeah. Tony, did you think we were saying you looked like a guy that looked like Chris Hemsworth or something? Sorry. But yeah, Jimmy's Vietnamese. And I know he said, Crazy in Love Asian said where he was from, but it's not Vietnam though. Right? I don't remember.
Singapore?
I don't remember. But
No, that was somebody else, I think.
Crazy in Love Asian, put it in the chat if you don't want to keep it private. But don't do it as another super chat. You've sent us enough, for crying out loud. But just refresh my memory there, because I have a terrible memory and I had a lot on my mind tonight, if you didn't figure that out already. Shamu Aquatics, and if you don't want to say that, he is Vietnamese. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that makes sense why you and Jimmy look so similar.
Yeah.
Shamu Aquatics with the $10 super chat. You guys are great. Part of me wanted to bash the guys' tanks, but then I remembered my terrible 40-gallon when I first started posting, 2012. Don't look. But to be honest, I was 13 when I started.
Oh, yeah.
So listen. I don't go around the internet looking for people to do that to. I mean, and I would never do that.
Yeah, it wasn't even, yeah. It
If
wasn't-
I see it, like I said, I explained it earlier, I feel obligated to say something about it. So when you were 13, if I saw it, I probably would have said something about it. And you know what?
But if we knew you were 13 and
Maybe I'd
do-
have been a little easier. I don't know.
think there's oh yeah, I mean, for sure. I'd have even said if I thought anybody is under, like if somebody is a minor, if there was even a doubt, I would be like, nah. But I sent you that knowing, because I had gone to the other video that he did about fish food is a scam, and I listened to it. I didn't just send you that one. I went to a couple, and he said he'd been keeping fish for over 20 years. And I was like, okay, well, he's not under 18. So, but if he said I'm 12 years old,
I kind of wish I knew that before the stream. I would have said it.
well,
Then
it's too
maybe
late
all this
now.
nonsense wouldn't have happened.
It
But
doesn't matter now. People just get, yeah, anyway. It was just an excuse because they've had it built up for so long. They've wanted to have something to say, and they've never had anything to really latch on to say it until that. And then they ran with it. They were like, let's just make it a big deal.
let's latch
just,
on to it
yeah,
and get our 15 minutes.
So whatever.
I want to say something, like almost half of the viewers have left, which I don't blame anybody. I'm not mad at anybody for that. I kind of wish I had thought about this, and it maybe have been the first thing I said when I started my rant. I love my stepson as if he's I don't call him my stepson. I never have. I actually knew him before I knew Lisa, for
Yeah.
a long time before I knew Lisa. And the fact that he was her son kind of made it a little more appealing to me. Like I was like, because he's a cool kid and he likes to play football and he likes to play basketball and it's cool. So that letter that she read that was written to him by him 13 years later, I had a real hard time hearing it. I haven't read that since he sent it 3 years ago. But I do want to clarify something, because if you didn't hear the letter when Lisa read it, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But if you were here to hear it, he said in there, you called me fat.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you called me fat.
And
But he did clarify.
I want to be very clear about that. I did not just pull him aside one day when he was 14 and say, dude, you're fat. You need to work out. Who am I to say that?
He said, a memory from you that lives with me is when you called me fat. In quotation marks, you didn't just bring it up and call me that like an asshole would. You told me an honest answer after I told you my goals and dreams. So basically, you told him in a nice way. He took it as you called him fat, and you were.
That's exactly how it happened.
Oh, yeah.
He was telling me, because he was getting ready, I believe, to be a senior in high school, when him and I had this conversation, because he wanted to try out for the football team.
He had played football freshman, sophomore, junior. He didn't play his senior year. He played, so it was probably from middle school to going to be a freshman.
Well, whatever.
That was the heaviest he ever was his middle school to like sophomore year.
Well, he was in high school when I met you, so.
It's not. He was in 8th grade.
No, he was 14.
He was in 8th grade. I remember. Remember when I got the phone call from the school, the middle school?
That was 8th grade?
I had to go pick him up, and then you watched him for me when he got kicked out?
Yeah, wait, he got suspended. He didn't get kicked out of school. He got suspended.
He got suspended. He was bad. He was a bad boy. So,
Well, anyway.
yeah, it was 8th grade. It was middle school.
He was always a very big kid. Not morbidly obese, because he was always super athletic, but he was always bigger. And I remember the conversation that we had. He was telling me he wanted to play receiver, and he wanted to play, I think he wanted to play like guard for the basketball team or something. And I remember telling him, listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. When you go try out for the football team, they're not going to see receiver. They're going to say, dude, you've got offensive line written all over you. Or football in high school, a lot of times they play both ways. So you've got linemen written all over you. If you want them to take you seriously as a receiver, which he was always very good at receiver, really good hands. I'm like, you're going to want to slim down if you want them to even consider you as a receiver. So that's how that conversation went. I didn't say, hey boy, you're fat. It wasn't anything like that. And I'm very proud to say he didn't mention this in that. He mentioned being motivated by David Goggins and all that kind of stuff.
I never
He
heard of
now
him.
at 30 runs marathons and is
50 Ks.
training right now for an Ironman.
Yeah.
So
And he's on a basketball team.
I'm just saying.
Not
He is.
For real, extracurricular basketball team.
He's like 6'2"-ish and smaller than me. And it really pisses me off
But
because
he's
he used to be really big.
He's real muscular now again.
Dennis McKelvey, tight end. Yeah, I mean, he was even big for a tight end. I mean, he was at 14 years old. I bet you he was pushing 260, 270.
He was big.
And he was like maybe 5'9" at the time. Now he's 6'2". But so he wasn't a monster, huge, but he was bigger than what a high school coach would have wanted for a receiver or a tight end. But if we're being honest with each other, I played in a flag football league with him. We won the championship. I don't know if we won it the year he played with us, but I played flag football with him in an adults league. He was only like 16, but I got him in because he always looked older than he was. And he's a great player. It's not that he wasn't a good player. It was that, he would walk in at, 275 saying, I want to be a receiver. The coach would have been like, yeah, but I got these two kids that run a 4.2 and they're 6'1", 165 pounds. That's what it's sad, but that's what the coaches would have said. So to prepare him for that, I was like, hey, you might want to slim down and they might consider you for that. And he absolutely did. And he's gone up and down a little bit, but he's stayed in really good shape ever since then. Then he joined the Marines and got ripped.
Yeah.
And I was super jealous. I mean, I met this kid. he was always the big kid. Everywhere he went, he was the big kid. And then he sends me, this is going to sound weird. Don't let it be weird. He's just proud of himself. Sent me photos of himself when he was deployed. So he sent them when he got back, where he had abs. And I was like, you asshole. Like, how? I didn't tell you could get abs. Made me mad. But
it's hilarious. He's something else. It's funny because when I was younger and he was like a toddler, like he was a big toddler. Even at like 2 and 3, he looked like he was 5. And then I was little and petite at that time, just this little thing. And people are like, oh, your brother's so cute. And I'm like, it's my son.
I'm going to tell a very brief story, and then we're going to get out of here. It's 10:40. It's ridiculous. It's like almost 1 o'clock in Australia.
Oh, lunchtime
one. As I said, I'm not going to tell the cupcake story. That's not where I'm going with this.
Oh, good.
As I said, I knew her son long before I knew him or knew her. And the funny thing was my sister, like Lisa said, was trying to set us up for a while. And my sister was like, oh, she's so hot. You should see the butt on her. Like, oh my goodness. And I would always say, I would ask David, her son.
You didn't ask about her butt.
No, but I would sneak in little questions about her. Like, yeah, does your mom drink? You know, like little things like that.
Not until she met you.
He would always be like, no, weirdo. Like it was always funny. Everything to David is a joke. But, so I knew him for probably a year, if not more, before I knew you, because he was always at my sister's house.
Yeah, you knew him when you were still married before.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what's funny.
So Lisa and I meet, and we became a couple very fast, and we got married 3 weeks later. No, I'm joking.
No.
We could have, but no. I mean, we hit it off very fast, and things moved very rapidly. But you showed me a picture very early on in our relationship, and when I saw it, I laughed, but at the same time, I was like, huh. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was, you still have it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a picture of David and I knew this kid at like 5 years old.
I didn't take the picture. It was just given to me as a copy, and I kept it.
He was like 5 years old, and the picture was him like this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's like that, is it?
Yeah.
And that is so him. That is his personality. It's hilarious.
Been
Uh,
but he takes being a dad super serious.
oh my God. Yeah. It's crazy.
Coaching, what was it? He coached baseball, and yeah, he's just very active with them, and I love it.
Yep. Very proud of him. Proud of all of them. But he was kind of the main topic tonight. But we're very fortunate that we can say all of them. Just shows how horrible our marriage is. All of them are successful. One of them's a business owner. One of them is getting ready to go to dental school, or already graduated, and is working with a dentist and going to school and doing all of this. One of them is a manager at a store. One of them is currently deployed with the United States Navy serving our country. How proud could two parents be? I mean, this is what you want when you're parents. So yeah, super proud of them. And there you go. Don't know. I don't have anything else to say tonight. I'm pretty tapped out.
Yeah.
Lisa, were you keeping fish before you met John? No, she was not. I'm going to answer for her.
John taught me about fish keeping.
I got her into it just through osmosis.
Yeah, he taught me the ins and outs. Like as a new fish keeper, I learned everything from him. And then that's when I started like getting the books and doing all that and like diving more deeper into things that I was interested in specifically, so I knew how to take care of, you know, these specific fish like discus and, you know, then the African cichlids, which they're not hard to take care of if you want me to be honest. They're not, once you learn it.
As long as you can keep them from killing each other.
Yeah, I mean, once you learn the basics, they're not hard. None of it's hard. It's really not. You just got to be smart about it.
A lot of people ask the question, how did I get her into fish keeping? I didn't. She was around it, and I talked about it all the time. And we had a
You put it in my living room.
We had a 125 gallon tank, which is sitting right there as we speak in our living room. And she was just around it so much. And when I would go to the fish store and I'd be so excited because it's a big event, I would be like, hey, come on with me. And
That was so fun.
And that just eventually she saw an arowana, and that changed it all, which is funny because that's the same fish that got me into fish keeping. Did an episode of the podcast today that's going to be titled Why I Will Never Have My Dream Fish and You Probably Won't Either. And it's about Asian arowanas.
Wow.
And I talk about the conversation that Joey and I had where Joey was like, well, you should apply and try to get the permit. And because you're an educator, maybe you could get one. And it's been driving me crazy ever since. I don't think that could ever happen. 46 years they've been on that list that they're not able to be sold in the United States.
Also, Gordon has a beautiful
He
Asian
does. I
arowana.
hate him so much.
Gosh, that arowana is gorgeous.
I hate Gordon. I hate Joey because they have arowanas. But other than that, I like them and I think they're great guys. But I hate the fact that they can have arowanas, the prettiest fish that's ever existed in the freshwater aquarium hobby.
They really are.
They can have them and we can't. And they're jerks about it too. They're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got them.
We got them.
I got Asian arowanas.
We're better than you Americans.
Gordon was Joey's corner man at the boxing event. And Gordon was running out with the Canadian flag, and he was like, when Joey was doing his walk on, he was like, I have Asian arowana and you don't, you losers. He said no such thing, but if he did, I wouldn't have blamed him because I'd brag about it too. Hate that. Oh, I wish I could get one of those, but what are you going to do? I saw 3 arowanas here in Mississippi, Ontario last weekend. Hate that.
I do want to say something real quick because I have my list of people I wanted to thank for sending stuff and doing nice things for Roots and Whiskers. This week I've had for my GoFundMe for the barn expansion for my rescue cats, I had Jennifer Anderson, Robert Wayman, and Sherry Coleman donate. Thank you very much. We're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. We're at the point where we're getting ready to start at least trying to insulate the inside of it just to have a start, but we're getting there. And then for my Amazon wish list, I received a package from Robert Wayman, Dennis McKelvey, and then there was an unknown package. I don't know who it was from. It just said unknown. So thank you to you all as well. Thank you very much. And then for PayPal to help pay for Tessa's spay, which is covered now. Tessa's spay is covered. Vincent Dunn and Amber Pepper donated, and $25 each. So her spay is covered. And then, so anything after that, I'm gonna apply it to like one of the cats I catch in the a trap to take and get it fixed. So yes, I appreciate that because there's a lot of cats around here that need to get trapped and fixed. So thank you, Jennifer, Robert, Sherry, Robert again, Dennis, Vincent, and Amber. Thank you.
You should become the 14th province. If that's what it would take for me to be able to get an Asian arowana, I would do it. Just tell me how to do it. I don't know how to become the 14th province. I know the Northfin folks, the Tropica folks, Gordon, Joey, we know people in Canada. We should be able to figure out a way to just get one and just bring it over. But here's the problem.
Yeah, just stick it in a cooler, put it in the car, and drive our little happy butts across to the U.S., right?
It makes me wonder if the customs at the border would look at it and be like, that's an arowana, you're not allowed to bring it in. I don't think they would. But here's the thing. The problem...
green leafy plant maybe, but...
Well, it's a moot point. Because even if the customs were like, hey, you're John from KG Tropicals, beat it, you're good. Whatever you got in there is fine.
I don't think they care.
Think about what happened this week. How pissed off everybody got for stupid stuff. Imagine if I had an Asian arowana in here. I'm not going to show it on YouTube so everybody would know. And then when somebody gets pissed at us for whatever reason, they let the authorities know. And then we become those people that get the knock on the door from some government agency. You're not allowed to have that fish. We're going to have to euthanize it or whatever it is that they would do. It's like, it's not worth the risk. If there is a way, I can promise you this. If there is a way for me to legitimately get one, whether it's that I qualify for a permit because I'm an educator, I don't think I'm an educator at the level that you need to be to get a permit for that. I think you need to be like a public aquarium or something. There's Joey. I don't know what the stipulations would be to get that permit. It's all so confusing when you try to look into it. If there's a way I could do it, I would. Believe me, I would do it. Joey must be like, what is he, John? I just tune in and John says he hates me. I'm late to the stream and all, but specifically remember an agreement that I was going to make a big tank for you and you ghosted me. So there's that. I'm going to make a video about that.
Oh no. Great. Now I have to do a response to that.
Joey, the tank that we build together could be for an arowana. I just got to get that permit. You're the one that put it in my head that I could get that permit somehow. Now it won't leave my head. And so I don't know how to do it. It gets overwhelming when I look into it. If I can get one, I'm going to get one because I'm so jealous of you and Gordon.
I am too. I want one of those so bad.
And I don't even know which one I would get. I really wouldn't care. Gordon's is freaking breathtaking. Joey's, I've been admiring Joey's for 16, 17 years. As weird as that sounds. Clip that and put that on YouTube somewhere. It
does sound pretty sketchy.
I've been jealous of those. When Joey did his video where he trimmed the damaged part of the arowanas fin, I was so nervous watching that video. Nervous for him. Like, it was so stressful to watch that video. I don't know that I could have done that because if I had one, those fish are outrageously expensive. So it had to be done. It was the right thing to do, Joey, but I don't know that I could have done that. I mean, that is scary. Permits are for fools and suckers. Just put it in the house and never show it on YouTube. Joey can hook you up. Joey can bring one in his camper. He could hide it under the couch or something and bring it down here when him and Tamara come down to build that tank.
Joey, do it.
But let me tell you something. There's no possible way I would have that fish and not show it on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm stupid.
Bring a bunch of little baby ones. That would be fun to watch them grow.
It's a fish that since 1976 has been endangered, and they haven't figured out yet how to make them not endangered anymore. But, I'm not talking to you, Joey. I'm talking to whoever it was that made that decision. The place or the country on this planet that has the most fish keepers of any other country on the planet, you would think would be a great place to make them available so that people here can start breeding them, and perhaps they wouldn't be endangered of being extinct anymore. Just saying. It's the government's faults and the sites and all of those lists and all of that. It's like,
Here we go.
Listen, I'm passionate about this. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be one of them, but the second that those fish become available in the United States, there would be like 75 Asian Arowana breeders in the United States. You want to talk about a way to produce more of the population to make them less endangered? That's a good way to do it. I wouldn't become one of those breeders because I don't know how to. I just want one. I don't want to breed them.
Apparently, he's trying to teach you how to pronounce things.
It's pronounced cities. That's what's funny, Joey.
What's pronounced cities?
It's the organization that is why Arowanas are
Cities?
not allowed. It's a acronym for something. CITES.
Okay.
I've never known how to pronounce it, Joey, and Jason and I actually talked about that very thing on the live stream. Or not on the live stream, but on the podcast. I was like, I don't know how to pronounce it, whether it's cities, sites, I don't know what it is. I'm probably saying it wrong. And thanks to you, Joey, now I know that I was saying it wrong, and that doesn't surprise me. I also say beta. So, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species and Wild Fauna and Flora. Joey, don't even try to pretend that you had that memorized. You're a smart guy, but you Googled that and you know it. We're never going to get out of here now. Danny Thomas with the $5 super chat. I've always wanted a 210 planted tank with pumpkin seed, sunfish, and other sunfish.
Aww.
Unfortunately, pumpkin seed are illegal here in California. It's such a shame. That is, he admitted that he Googled it. Good for you, Joey. Copy and paste. Making a video of how you made fun of me now. I would enjoy a good laugh, Joey. That would be appreciated. It sucks that some fish are illegal in some states and some aren't. I'm not proposing that anybody do this.
You mean breaking the law?
Yeah, totally breaking the law. It absolutely is. When I was young, like 20, here's another one. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, but Buddha fry, that's how I've always pronounced that fish. You know that
Sounds
fish.
right to me.
They, at the time, were banned in the state of Virginia.
Oh.
And I drove to Maryland and bought one and brought it home.
I don't remember.
No, this was way before you. This was in 1994.
I thought we had a Buddha fry.
We did.
Yeah, okay, so it was okay.
But
I wasn't listening to you.
it was way, way, way before I knew you. We're talking about 1994. 94, 95, somewhere around there. And it was funny, too, because like I went to Maryland and I brought it. I was so nervous driving home. I'm like, if I get pulled over, I'm going to get arrested for having this fish.
That's what
so ridiculous.
That person meant when they were like dirty cop.
Maybe it was. I wasn't a cop. I didn't go there until 99. But yeah, I mean, I want, and it turned out to not really be that cool of a fish, but it's just stupid. So many times. I understand some fish like snakeheads and stuff like that. I kind of get it why they're banned, but pumpkin seed fish, come on.
Also, why no one talking about the tank behind Lisa has a rock pile that isn't really practical? Making a video on that too. Well, I'm going to make a video that you're making fun of me about my rock pile.
Talk about how brokenhearted you are and...
Stop. Hurt my feelings, Joey. Gosh, now
I worked really hard to stack those heavy rocks in that tank, Joey. And at this point, I still don't regret it. But it's only going to take one, and I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I did make sure I put the light diffuser and stuff down in the substrate and all that. So fingers are still continued to be crossed. It's been 3 years, and I'm knocking on wood. That's, yep. And now they're talking about illegal stuff, making a video. See how how that works, chat. People are silly. I'm cool, though. Yeah, Joey, you missed me talking about you earlier. But I didn't say your name. I'm going to save you the time, though, of having to go back and watch the whole thing because it's 3 hours. I made the comment, and I said, when I made a comment, I said, there is one, possibly two people that would argue with me about what I'm about to say, but there's no one on this platform that has done more to help small channels than me. And you are one of the people I was referring to. And the only reason I didn't say your name is because I wasn't trying to say people's names. But that's the truth. I know me saying that statement, you're going to have a problem with that because you're going to be like, hey, wait a second there, Buster. And you got a good argument. And we can argue about that forever and ever and ever. And it's a beautiful thing to argue who did more to help other people, me or you. That's a pretty cool argument to have. I'll have that argument with you any day. But yeah, now you don't have to go back and watch it. Now you know what. If you hear that John was talking, which you wouldn't hear that because I didn't say your name, but John must have been talking about you. Now you don't have to go back and watch that because now you know what I said. And if you want to fight about it, not for real, because I've seen you fight and I didn't like it.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
true.
I want no part of that.
You have a bad back, John.
But if you want to argue about it, that'll be a fun argument to have. Anyway.
But I got your back, John.
Well, now he's definitely not going to fight me, so thank you. I'm glad about that. Anyway, we're 3 hours now.
I know, I'm tired. I want to go.
I still got to walk the dog and feed her and do all of
I've got
that.
Cats to feed.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, like the last hour, at least. I'll say it's been fun. But
there's one thing I can promise. And it does not matter what happens from here because those same people that latched onto this drama last week, let's be honest, they're probably going to latch onto it even more now.
oh yeah.
And have your fun, tell your lies, call your names, do what you want to do. Get your 15 minutes, but there's something I can guarantee you. And we've talked about this, so I'm going to speak for you. You will not hear one more word about this from her or I.
And the little people, the little group, are going to be the only ones that hear about it.
The cult is going to come back in full force, and they're going to say all the things, and they're going to do what they're going to do, but you're not going to hear any more from us. So sorry. You're not going to be able to latch onto it for long because it's going to go away. And then you're going to have to talk about somebody else. Go back to talking about Joey, I guess, or whoever else you're going to latch onto.
I mean, because
to
they
talk
were
about
doing
them.
that in the chat. They were talking about everybody. Like, it wasn't just us. I mean, we're the primary ones. You were. But it was Father Fish. It was Ohio Fish Rescue. Primetime came up from the host. Joey came up. Corey came up in chat and the host. I'm not saying everybody.
Oh, so everybody with a
So,
decent
yeah,
subscriber
it
count was brought up?
But the thing is, some worse than others. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, I'm ready to move on with it, to be honest. They know how I feel. I'm sure they know how I feel
I
now.
think we were both pretty clear of how we feel tonight. So that's the last you're going to hear from us about it. Sorry, drama fanatics. No more drama from us. Joey's a loser. Stop it, Joey. Colt, you say, how do I join and how do I have to? Hey, trust me. You and I have talked. You don't want to join that cult.
So
Joey knows. He knows what this is all about.
So let's call it a night.
Please.
And tell everybody good night. Thank you.
That's your job, not mine.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you for the supporters. It really, really means a lot, more than you know. So we appreciate it. Thank you to the moderators tonight. We appreciate you, too, because I know it was a lot to deal with in the beginning, I'm sure. But we appreciate you, all of you, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next Friday. And hopefully we're doing the member stream next Friday since it's every other week.
Yeah, of course we will. Already got a couple people lined up for it.
Yay!
See, everybody doesn't
fun.
hate us.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, y'all.
See y'all.
Bye.
Sorry that we had to rant like that, but it is what it is. I said I was never going to apologize, right? I'm not going to apologize for doing my job. I apologize for ranting for 3 hours. Anyway, bye, everybody.